Hello, I hope that you're all doing well. I am Lisa, and this is Moon Sun Tarot. I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading tonight for you on a connection that you might feel that you're a little confused about, that you need some clarity on, where you stand with somebody else, what the dynamic is between the two of you. Maybe you feel like you're questioning whether your discernment on a situation is accurate, or maybe you've been getting some intuitive hits or some warning signs that someone is either like really for you or maybe really not for you in the way that you thought initially. But whatever the case may be, I just felt super called to bring some compassionate clarity to an important connection that you have on your mind. You're more than welcome to pick more than one pile if you do feel like you have more than one complicated relationship in your life. They don't all have to be romantic relationships either, although I kind of feel instinctually that's probably the direction that most of the piles will go in. We will have to see, but I have 4 different options for you to choose to pick the group or the groups that are going to resonate most strongly with you. And I'm using different bookmarks as the signifiers for the groups for this particular reading. Okay, so group number 1, this is your bookmark. It says dancers move through life with the happiest of feet. I am a dancer, was a dancer, did all the dancing things growing up, and taught a little bit as well, taught ballet. So that's where this comes from. Actually, this was given to me when I graduated by Miss Shara, who is my ballet teacher. So anyways, I don't know why I'm sharing all the personal things, but your bookmark is the dancer's bookmark for group 1. And if you're a fellow dancer, then comment down below and let me know, was your favorite style? What was your favorite class to take? How far did you go in it? All of those interesting things. Okay, group number 2, this is your bookmark. This bookmark is from my favorite witchy store, my esoteric place where I go to pick up all my witchy things, which is called Rite of Ritual, and it's here in Calgary. Yep. Okay. So that is group number 2. Group number 3, you are going to be this really beautiful, I think anyways, bookmark here, which has dried flowers in it. Maybe I can show you closer up. It has these beautiful dried flowers and leaves and different beautiful things in there pressed into it with this little bow or ribbon at the top. Okay, so that is your bookmark for group number 3. And the final group, group number 4, this love bookmark. This punky looking love bookmark is going to be for you. All right. So, whatever you feel instinctually pulled to, or wherever your attention is sort of being pulled the most to as well. Like sometimes it's less, I feel like, about the actual look of the bookmark, or like try not to think about it too much, I guess is what I'm saying. Go where your attention is being pulled, or where, your attention is sort of dominating. And again, feel free to pick more than one group if you do feel called to that. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I sell them through Etsy, and the link for that is in the info box below. I also have a Patreon where there is exclusive extra content, so you can check that out. The link for that is down below as well. And I have another channel which is called Flow State, where I post all readings that have to do with everything non-love related. I also post monthly zodiac sign readings over there. So if you want to check out Flow State, the link is in the info box below and under the channels tab on this channel, okay? I love you guys so much. I hope you find this reading resonates with you, gives you some valuable insight or validation, or just helps you feel supported. And yeah, once you have chosen your group, you can find the timestamps down below in the pinned comment and the info box, and I will meet you at your group. Hey, group number 1. All right, you chose the Dancers bookmark. I put it up here off to the side just to give us some room here. Okay, so I pre-pulled all your cards. I am going to clarify using the tarot for some parts of the reading, but I just want to start by looking at using oracle cards and looking at the current energies. So we're going to look at your current energy, their current energy, and then the overarching energy, the energy that is created when the two of you come together, when you collide right now, just to get some context. You can also use this part of the reading to validate that this reading is about the person that you have in mind. So if the energy sounds like their energy, then it's probably, you know, a good chance that I tapped into the person that you are wondering about. And if not, then maybe it's someone else in your life that wants to come through and clarify some things with you, or maybe you just want to check out another pile, okay? So yeah, let me just, do I want to do this in parts or do I want to do it all? Yeah, I think I'm just going to put all the cards down, up, face up, and we'll just work through it in parts. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about telling you about these right now. I'm just going to get them down first, okay? Okay, feel. Okay, yeah, this is your side of things. Okay, I don't want to. Sure how to do this best. I'm actually just gonna take this and move it so that we have a little more room here. Just gonna put this here. Yeah, because then they fit. Okay. All right. It's your side of things. All right. Excuse me. Got a little something in my throat here. Okay. Well, let's see. Where are we going to start with this? I think we'll start with your energy. We'll move to theirs. We'll look at sort of what's going on when the two of you come together. Okay, so your side of things here. This is your energy over here, okay? So I see you as just honestly having such a pure, it's like you have very pure heart, very pure intentions that I'm kind of picking up on here, group number one. I feel like it's overall, but especially in regards to relationships. I think that you want connections to be genuinely symbiotic and you strive to make them that way. You want there to be healthy growth between two people. And you're optimistic about this, you know, and I think that you've been through some difficult times in your life. I mean, most of us, I mean, I don't really think anyone gets out of life unscathed personally, but I don't think it's a bad thing either. I just think that that's part of the human condition and experience. But I feel like you did go through some sadness here. You have sadness. It did come out in reverse. But I feel like this still is something that you did experience, and you have chosen optimism. You have chosen to flip the sadness on its head, to see something from a different perspective, to still have faith and joy, and to believe that good things are still possible. Connections, positive connections are still possible. All of these sorts of things. Now, I don't know if the difficult times that you went through before were in regards to love. But they don't have to be. I just feel like you just experienced some difficult things, you know, that maybe I feel like at one point in time you went through like a dark night of the soul, or you just felt lonely on your path, on your journey. You have this card, the lonely journey of the priestess. I feel like you could be very spiritual, deeply invested in your spiritual journey, which can be quite lonely at times, because we're getting to know our soul and our connection to spirit, right? That's a big part of being a spiritual person. I mean, we're all spiritual people, but I mean, being like an intentionally spiritual person on that kind of path. With these two being right here together, I almost feel like you started with this optimism, and it's something like innate to you. This is the moon in Sagittarius card, so you could have that placement, but you don't have to. I feel like then you went through this difficult part of your path where you genuinely did feel quite sad and lonely, but I think that you always felt spirit around you. This card is purple. It's making me think that your crown chakra was always very active, and spirit was always present, very present, to just remind you, hey, we're here. You're not alone, even when, you know, you felt alone at times. But you came out of this and you entered into a new phase of growth based on self-love. I feel like self-love that came to you through the whole healing process. And I think that that is where you're at now. You're in a state of hoping for growth, having a very open heart, being optimistic. And yeah, again, with this plant's energy, it feels like a habitat, like a symbiotic, you know, where there are many moving parts, or the different parts come together, and they might not mirror or reflect one another directly, but they work together in a helpful way where all are benefiting, you know? So that's the energy that I see you coming into this connection with. It's very open-hearted, willing to learn, to grow, having put some heavy stuff behind you, and having maintained this overall sense of optimism and expansion throughout the whole thing. Your heart has gotten very, very strong. It's almost like it's been forged through the fire. All right, so this person that you're dealing with, their energy on their side of things. I feel like this person I'm kind of getting a different stories based on where this person is at in these energies, like how intensely in these energies they are. So I'm gonna just tell you a couple different things that are coming through and different ways that it could look, right? This is someone who is naturally adaptable. Strong Gemini energy is coming through. Strong air energy in general is coming through, actually. But there's almost a sense of lack or slacking that's coming through this versatile card right now. There are mice on this card, and it's making me almost think of like the Lenormand card, the mice, which talks about loss or something being eaten away at. It's like a reason that you have to be versatile, maybe because you don't have a lot, so you have to really be adaptable to work with what you do have. I'm also noticing like the marijuana leaf here on this card. This person could smoke weed, and there's nothing against people that smoke weed. I enjoy weed as well. But I think that people's relationship with good old Mary Jane is different. And like with any tool or medicine that we work with, right? Or spirit or energy, however you want to see it, it's all about your intention and how tempered you are in your interactions or engagement with that thing, right? I don't really believe anything is like inherently toxic. I mean, some things it's hard to have like much of an argument for them being healthy, but you know, most things I think it's about balance. And there's something about this person struggling to find balance, maybe financially, maybe in terms of their energy levels or motivation, specifically when it comes to their personal path or their path with you, with this connection. But I feel like it goes beyond that. I feel like this might be someone who has bursts of energy, of creativity, of inspiration, of motivation, of direction, focus, you know, but it's like this could be someone who's interested very much in the beginning of things, but they have trouble following through, for instance, holding their interest, or committing in general. It's someone who I feel like bounces around quite a bit. And when they're not feeling inspired, or when they're not feeling like at their absolute top, like we have creativity and sitting on top of the world both came out in reverse here. I feel like when they're not inspired by something, or when they can't find a solution, an easy solution, when they don't feel like they're on top of something, they might have a tendency to bail. Like where you just feel very, very invested in a sustainable kind of way, this person just feels more scattered and like they maybe struggle to be super committed or long-term with things. I also feel like when things are not the best between the two of you, this person they always come at it the same way, you know what I mean? It's like they don't have creative solutions. It's like they're versatile and adaptable, but at the same time, I feel like when they're not inspired, they kind of just come at things the same way. And That could be when they're not happy, when they're not inspired. They just kind of lose their creative spark and their ability to super adapt and get stuck more in like a rut quite easily. Yeah, that's kind of coming through. And when they do that, they might abuse substances or things that just keep them in an unmotivated state. Like there's some escapism sort of tendencies coming through here a little bit. But I do feel like this person is searching for their path in life. They do have a spiritual nature about them to a degree as well. They might have a lot of water in their chart. Water and air, I feel like, though, and the two might kind of battle at times. They have this Jupiter in Scorpio card, manipulation. As well. Now, depending on whether they're in a healthy state, a healthy scorpionic energy or not is going to depend what's being amplified with that Jupiter energy, right? This in a healthy state looks like an alchemist, someone able to easily work with, engage with, read, and manipulate energy in a healthy way, like a magician, you know, not manipulative like psychopath, you know what I mean? But on the flip side of this, if someone is not in a healthy state, this could be more of the dark side of manipulation, like using, I don't know, words, actions, underhanded tactics to get what you want or to make someone feel or act a certain way, you know what I mean? So this person definitely has that ability, and how they use it is very much dependent on whether they're in a healthy or a shadowy state. But the thing is, I feel like this person flip-flops like from their light to their shadow. So they might be hard to pin down because they're almost like a shapeshifter. That energy's coming through. It's like they're versatile in nature, but that kind of makes them hard to read at times. And they have a way of working with energy, reading energy, and influencing energy, but when they're in their shadow, they might not always use that in the healthiest ways. Okay. This is definitely someone that deeply explores themselves, though they think a lot, sometimes to their detriment. And they think about how they feel a lot, specifically. So yeah, Gemini and Scorpio energies are coming through here. But they might really almost like... There's something about them getting down, like anchoring themselves too much into these dark feelings and just getting stuck in this cyclical thinking, paranoid thinking to some degree for some of them. That just doesn't really get them anywhere but keep them bogged down. And it's like they don't have creative solutions to getting out of this rut once they're in there. So it's like their path might seem to sometimes elude them, but it's more so their ability to stay aligned with it, I feel like, and in pursuit of it. Okay, so when these two energies come together, this is what is created here. So you have winter solstice reflection, you have feel, and you also have this card here at the top. It says, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. That's intense. Okay, so yeah. If you're neutral in situations of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. You cannot stay quiet surrounding things that actually fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like if some great injustice is being done and we say nothing, then we are on the side of the oppressor, the enemy, the evil. You know what I mean? Because good just simply doesn't stand for it. It's like it gets sick trying to hold space for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It does not sit with it well, does not vibe with it. It has like an intolerance. So I don't know. There's something here about something it maybe is not completely just or balanced between the two of you, but I almost feel like neither of you are saying anything. It's almost like you're both in a neutral state. And for you, I feel like it's because you're so full of this optimism, this love, this light, this desire to grow and to pour into others so that they might grow also. It's such a natural part of you. It's something that you don't have to chase. It's something that just pours out of you. You know, it's like you sweat it out. It drips out of your pores. Like it's in your veins. It's something that it's a part of your soul. It's a part of your path, really, I feel, to bring that energy to the world. And for them, like, I feel like you could love anyone this way. Let me just be clear. Like, you have like this angelic type of love and heart to give. And even though you've walked through darkness, you haven't let it define you and you haven't let it hold you down. And I feel like that's where you and this person sort of differ. It's like you are on the optimism side. This person is on the heavier, darker side. And you may reflect one another because just like, you know, yin yang, divine feminine, masculine, there is bits of the other in each, right? It's like this person has this lightness within them. It's just they don't always know how to utilize it. And you have this darkness, this sadness, this intensity of feeling that you've also experienced, but you don't let it be the defining or most prominent energy that you carry. So I feel like there's something about this connection where you do see yourselves in one another. There's a part of you that is reflected. And I feel like this could put you in your feelings. Maybe that's another part of the reason why you're so committed to wanting to pour love into this person. It's not just that you're a good person and that you would do that with anybody. It's that you do see yourself reflected back in this person, and that, you know, you have empathy and compassion. You feel something for them because maybe when they struggle, it reminds you of your struggle, or you don't want them to feel alone the way that you have. You know what I mean? It could be something like that, where you see them in yourself and you know that you could help because you've been through something similar. Something like that. I do feel, though, like she has these, like, barnacles. There's this huge moon behind her. There's barnacles on her eyes, so she can't see. And then there's, like, these fins behind her in the water, in this dark water, and you can't really tell if it's something. You don't really know what those fins belong to, right? There's a lot unknown, and your feelings, the intensity of your feelings and just how these two energies collide, I feel like it causes a confusion of emotion here that kind of can blind you a little bit. And it can maybe cause you to be neutral even though something isn't balanced, or maybe you shouldn't necessarily be compromising on something. Or maybe something feels a little bit oppressive even to your energy. Maybe not physically, but maybe, you know, to your energy feels oppressed in some sort of way. That could even be as simple as you feel like this connection kind of constantly sort of dampens your optimism and your natural, like, lust for life and vivaciousness. You know, the light, the life that you carry. Because it comes naturally to all of us. It is natural to all of us in our being, but this person doesn't know how to. They feel more resistance in accessing that spark all the time. They're more prone to just getting stuck, even though they have this versatile nature. It's kind of like they jump from one shadowy situation to another because they're not using their higher selves to find a solution that would actually bring them out of that and put them on top of the world, like turn the wheel of fortune, you know, turn their fate around. This is someone who could be in kind of like fight or flight or just like survival mode. Or maybe they learned how to be that way at one point in their life and they were having a hard time kicking it, you know. which is very much, you know, that's a thing with PTSD and all that sort of thing. When you've gone through trauma and you've learned those coping mechanisms, they can be very hard to break away from. So those are the overall energies that I'm getting from the two of you. So I'm going to clear these cards and we're going to look at some tarot now. And we're going to dive into, well, the birds got really loud all of a sudden outside. I don't know if you can hear them. But we're going to dive into some more specifics. So we're going to look at how you both think and feel about one another, what your honest, truest goal or desire within the relationship is, and what you most wish to communicate to one another. And we'll also look at what might be unfolding between the two of you in the near future and get you some advice as well, okay? But let's get into the tarot first. So these 4 cards are yours, and we're going to look at them after. So let's see. Okay. That better? Okay. Maybe I should bring this in a little bit so that you can see better. Okay. Maybe bringing it into focus would also be beneficial. All right. Their side of things. All right. Okay. What's going on here? What is going on here? I feel like this could be someone that you kind of feel like you do have a bit of a dance with. This could be someone from the past, someone that things are on and off with, or someone that you just have a history with. You're like, I just want to love you. Why do you make it so hard sometimes? Or, oh, what's that song that's coming through? It's like something, the lyrics are like, let me love you until you love yourself, or something like that. Which is noble, but can also be a little toxic depending on how healthy the other person is, right? How they are responding to the love you're giving. But let's see. Excuse me, my throat is really annoying me. This could be someone that you're not currently talking to. Okay, so how you currently think of or perceive them is the world in reverse, a cycle unfinished, something still open, and your feelings towards them are the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. This could be someone that you want to be with, you know, or that you are in a relationship with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. But I think that this also speaks to their instability, because there is something about this person, again, that I feel like, I think that's the first thing I picked up, that there is some sort of instability here with this person, a little bit. But you perceive it as not being over between the two of you, or yeah, there's a cycle, whether this is someone from the past or whether this is someone that you're currently connected to. The Hanged Man, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and the 3 of Cups in reverse. The Tower at the bottom of the deck. You don't want to fight. I mean, you have the 5 of Wands in reverse here twice. It's in what you most want to communicate to this person as well. Is like you really don't want conflict, competition. You don't want to fight. You're not playing around here with whoever this is. You also have the Three of Cups in reverse, though. I'm almost feeling like, in this card, it's like one masculine energy with two feminine energies and this heart in the middle of the table. I'm wondering if for you guys there might be third-party energy here, or you feel like there's a level of competing, or this person, again, they might struggle to pick a path. That could even be when committing to you. For some of you, that's a thing. But with the Hanged Man, it's like you're almost waiting for them to gain a higher perspective, or you're hoping that they would gain a higher perspective and pull their head out of their ass, more so. Tell me about this Hanged Man. What is this? You feel like there's something they have not figured out yet. And you're like, why is this so hard? Like, I feel that energy coming through. You're like, I don't want to compete. I don't want to fight. I don't want to prove myself. And I don't need to. I feel like that Three of Cups in reverse, it's not coming through as like, you're like, I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to dissolve this because I don't want to fight. It's more like you're still holding on to this optimism or hoping that this person will see something, the light of something. Hanged Man. The King of Wands in reverse, that they're acting like a bit of an idiot, that they're the Two of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck, that they're going to lose something that is really good, potentially, because they're playing with a third cup, you know? Yeah, there's something here coming through potentially about that. Don't take it if it doesn't, you know, resonate with the third party thing. But I feel like there's something here. If not, then you just see this person not fulfilling their highest potential and you're like, come on, like, I can try to inspire you and I can be here and support you, but like ultimately, you know, like you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink, right? It's like you gotta take control of your life, be sovereign over your energy and do something, my friend, right? I almost feel like that's the energy here. Like you're like, I can do so much and I'm here to do it, but at the same time, like you gotta help yourself. What's this Nine of Pentacles in reverse? This is starting to make me feel like maybe you know that you offer a lot, like you bring so much to the table, but this person not recognizing it in you might be making you take a bit of a confidence hit here. It's like the peacock not knowing how freaking magnificent they are, how beautiful they are, right? The Nine of Pentacles in a reverse. It's like them not seeing it, them not feeling like they've got it all when they do have it all. Right? So it's like maybe you feel like this person is this way, like they don't realize that they have it all, or they don't act like in accordance with their higher self in some way. Or maybe your feelings and constantly giving to this person when they are not capable of giving back to you in the same way right now is making you feel a little bit unsatisfied and doubtful and maybe just not so confident. It's like you're committed to something that is, it feels like not necessarily in the same boat as you are totally committed as you are in some sort of way. Okay. Okay. The Empress in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. So the Empress in reverse is your goal or desire within the relationship. So for some of you, it's, again, you want them to disconnect from another energy. The Empress could represent another energy, and you wish for them to, like, your truest desire right now is for them to disconnect from that. You're like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There is not enough, you know, loyalty here or commitment here. Tell me about this Empress in reverse. But the other side of this could be that you are set on selling yourself short for this person just because you love them. So let's see. It's the Empress in reverse. Why is this here? The Nine of Swords in reverse. You want some sort of stress to be removed here. Whether it's an external stress in the form of somebody else that's involved, or whether it's just you not feeling abundant. The Page of Cups in reverse. I feel like for many of you, you want this person to turn down other options or other offers that they get and just be with you and commit with you, commit to you. For others, you wish that this person would just open up to you. That they would not be so anxious, that they would trust you and open up to you. But Three of Swords, there's some sort of pain here. It's like either you can see that this person is hurting and you wish that they would open up more to you, or you are hurting because there's some external involvement here that you wish would not be, you know. It's one or the other. But yeah, like I said before, with the Five of Wands in reverse, you want to communicate to this person that you don't want conflict, you don't want chaos, you don't want drama, you don't want to have to fight and struggle and prove yourself and, yeah, compete. Anything else about the Five of Wands in reverse? It's like you got the dancers, or you chose the dancers bookmark. It's like you want this to be an intimate tango, not a line dance with a bunch of other people. You know what I mean? Okay, that's just kind of what I'm getting for that. Let's look at your person. Okay, so how they're thinking, the Fool, beginnings in reverse, how they're feeling, the Ten of Wands, oppression. Well, isn't that just light and fun? I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm kidding. Well, they might perceive this as, it's interesting because you have the World in reverse, they have the Fool in reverse. The Fool in reverse technically is the World. And the World in reverse, well, the World in reverse is technically judgment. There needing to be a judgment call. This person feels like, you feel like something isn't ending and they feel like something's not beginning. Why are they perceiving the Fool in reverse beginning? Something not getting off the ground the way that they want it to. Yeah, there's a huge feeling of confinement or oppression on this person's side of things, of heaviness. The Ace of Cups in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse. For some of you, you guys are not talking because you've made a head over heart decision here to cut this person out until they make up their mind to commit to you, which I feel like they're avoiding doing. They might feel like this is a... frick, what do they call it again? An ultimatum. They might feel like this is an ultimatum, and this could be someone that doesn't work well with ultimatums. I mean, most people don't work well with ultimatums, to be honest, but I also don't blame you for giving them one if, like, there's something that you're not going to compromise on. You know what I mean? Then it's like, deal with the ultimatum, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta make up your freaking mind. But I do think that for most people, and especially this person who likes to keep their options open and be versatile, so to speak, at least they believe that they are, even while in some areas they are prone to getting stuck, right? within themselves. It's like they like to have external options. The places where they don't feel as versatile is like when they're dealing with their own soul, their own heart, their own habits. That's what I feel. But with the Ace of Cups in reverse, yeah, it's like they don't feel like there's a new romantic beginning available here. And they may feel like they said something stupid or you just cut them off and now they can't talk to you at all. What's this Ten of Wands oppression? They're in the weight of their feelings heavily. Very heavily. They're also in the weight of their mind and thoughts heavily. Tell me about this Ten of Wands. Temperance in reverse. I mentioned that there's an imbalance with this person, and it definitely might be coming out in the misuse of some sort of drug, alcohol, habit, something that they are indulging in. And it's what's causing them to not be in alignment with their higher self, to not take the high road, to not see the higher perspective. Because there's some sort of imbalance here that they are indulging in, and it keeps them back. It keeps them from growing in the ways that you wish that they would, so that the two of you could just come together. It's like, no, they're not even coming around to that opportunity for growth because they're kind of like numbing it out or escaping it, or yeah, some sort of avoidance happening here. Their goal or desire within this connection is the Nine of Swords, sorrow. Okay. Why? Why is the Nine of Swords their goal or desire? This could be someone that went through a very, like they had a very tumultuous King of Cups, Nine of Cups in reverse. My goodness. My goodness, this person. Damn. I can't help but get the feeling, though, that this person is choosing this to some degree. They are choosing their own fate here. Because ultimately we are in control of our mind and our feelings. They are not in control of us. We have control over our spirit. We have control over everything. Within ourself, right? And this person is not, they're not acting like that. They're acting very out of control. And the thing is, when you act out of control, you give your power away. That's when external forces can come in, or spirits or entities or whatever can come in, and they can have more dominion over you than you do, because you're standing here saying, I'm oppressed, I can be controlled. Do you know what I mean? You're not standing in your power, in your sovereignty. And so that's when other things actually can come in and oppress you. But nothing can oppress you unless you give it that power, you know. And sometimes it's necessary for us to be oppressed for a time, you know, while we're feeling the weight of something or under the weight of something, and there's learning to be had in that. But it's when we get stuck in that and we don't come out, right? What I'm getting from this person is that they're more comfortable in a state of sorrow, in a state of emotional dissatisfaction and emotional dysregulation, the King of Cups in reverse, or emotional turmoil or like intensity, but like in an out of control way. It's almost like, you know what this feels like? This person self-destructs to feel in control. They're a masochist. They hurt themselves. They oppress themselves. They don't take leaps that they know they want to take. They indulge in anxiety in their own mind, in paranoia. They say they want justice. They say they want balance. They claim to desire all these things, but they're living a life that flies in the face of ever finding that harmony. And they are choosing it at every turn. It's all them. Nothing's being done to them. This is them. And the thing is, like, I have compassion for this kind of person, though, because this could be someone that as a child, their life was very chaotic, or they were in a state of conflict. Their environment was chaotic, or like there's a lot of conflict, loudness, chaos, change, uncertainty. That could be why they still feel like they are constantly more comfortable in that fight or flight state, where they always have to have like one foot in the door, or like if the door is closed, then the window's open. You know, it's like they're always waiting for another shoe to drop. They're used to not being emotionally fulfilled. They're used to being in a state of chaos, turmoil, intensity that oppresses them. They're more used to the sorrow than the joy. And because of that comfort, and don't be fooled, you would think that joy and bliss and the fulfillment of your greatest dreams, your wildest dreams, right? It would be the most powerful driving force for humans. Comfort is a hell of a drug. Let me just tell you, for human beings, comfort is a hell of a drug. When we get stuck somewhere, when we get comfortable somewhere, it is so easy to talk ourselves out from ever expanding or pushing back on those limitations, on those confines. Because even if it's hurting us, we can still anticipate. We still feel like slightly in control because it's not the unknown, it's what we're used to. And so a lot of people, and this has been psychologically proven, right? A lot of people who have very tumultuous childhoods, they will seek out that in their relationships as adults or their experience as adults, because that is what they know. This person has like a chaotic nature. That is what they know. And while what they most want to communicate is justice, that they want fairness, that they want equality, and that they want balance and peace and harmony within themselves and in their connection to others, that's all well and nice, but it's not sustainable for them at this time because of the choices that they're making in their internal life, their spirit, you know? There's a quote, I can't remember who it's by, but it's something like, I have never dealt with anything more difficult than my own soul. And I feel like this person, because I do think we all experience that at some point, you know, like our soul gives human us a run for our money. Sometimes we're like, I just know my soul was up there, signed in the Akashic records, or, you know, signing this soul contract. Like, yeah, I got this, signs in blood. Meanwhile, we come down here and have to live it on earth and want to die. And our higher self is like, you got this, buddy. And we're like, do you even know what it is to be a human? Because it's not a walk in the park, bro. It's not. And I feel like this person, sometimes they're crushed under the weight of their own soul. It's like they have a heavy soul. And you, on the other hand, I feel like you have a really fucking light soul, to be honest. You had the love, you had the optimism, this lightness about you. But yet all of your cards here, your energy is all in reverse. And most of this person's, even though it's the energies of sorrow and oppression, are in the upright. It's making me feel like you're trying to save someone who's drowning. And again, that's valiant. I'm not saying you should just be like, enjoy your watery death, bye, like when you see someone drowning. But at the same time, sinking people will take you down with them. Do you have any idea how hard it is when someone's drowning to jump in the water with no other support for yourself and to hold someone up? No, most likely you're going down with them. That's just reality. And that's kind of the energies that I'm getting here. It's like this person's staying afloat and you're sinking, even though it's in your nature to fly. But it's because of these oppressive, heavy, heavy, heavy energies that infiltrate every part of their life. They want justice, they want balance, they want to do the right thing, but I don't feel like they know how. And it's kind of sad, you know? I get why you have compassion and empathy for this person. I just want you to take care of yourself as well, okay? Because you're no help to somebody else if you're drowning with them, right? Okay. I'm gonna take a look at what is unfolding between the two of you in the near future, as well as a piece of advice with some oracle cards. So let's get these out of the way. And let's look at what's coming in the near future for you guys first here before we flip over the advice. Okay, let's actually put the advice up here because I'm weird and OCD. All right, the tower, the funnel, and the bird flying. Okay. So this is still not. In the other video that I did, my plant was like in beautiful focus the whole time and the cards were not. And I was like, hey, look, buddy, I love you and you bring great energy to the table. That's why I keep you around. But you gotta not monopolize the focus. Otherwise, it just isn't gonna work. Okay. Love you though. All right, so the tower says solid foundation, success with effort. The funnel, a period of frustration and lessons to be learned. And then the bird flying says news is on the way. I want to clarify this with the tarot. Do I want to clarify with the tarot or do I want to clarify with an oracle deck actually? Nah, I feel like I want to clarify with an oracle deck, but I didn't bring it over here because I wasn't planning on doing that. So just give me a second to go grab that and I'll be right back. All right, hello, I have returned. It occurred to me while I was going to get these that I could have just not told you that I didn't have them. Stop the video and just, you know, you would have never known, but whatever. Okay, so let's clarify this tower, funnel, and flying bird because I just want to know a little more about this. And I was going to grab this oracle deck, but this one stuck to it, so I ended up grabbing both of them. I feel like I actually kind of want to use this one first. So tell me more about that tower, please. Spirit surrounding this connection for group 1. Tower. Passion. Insane chemistry, liking each other equally and having fun. Okay. Whoa, buddy. No. It's too many. Okay. Tell me about the funnel. What's this funnel? Period of frustration. Things to be learned. Love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And then this flying bird, news is on the way. So yeah, there's definitely communication coming in. What was that? Keys on a ring. Many options. Decision. Unconventional. Stringing along. One night stand. Yeah. All right. Give me one more for this tower and passion. Thank you. Impulsiveness. Okay. Yes. No. I do not love this. So you and this person have some sort of foundation, okay? There could be a level of success felt between the two of you if you put a lot of effort into it, because there is some sort of chemistry, or like you both do genuinely like each other and there's a level of passion as well. I feel like there's a lot of sexual tension, or yeah, it's like sexual chemistry or physical chemistry. I'm not saying that it's just that, but I feel that coming through pretty strongly. Impulsiveness, Mars in Aries, double masculine energy. I almost feel like this person's coming in to communicate their passion to you in a somewhat impulsive way. It could be because, again, they're in the intensity of their emotions right now and they're feeling backed into a corner. They're feeling oppressed by their emotions. They're feeling like they need to let off steam by expressing something, right? And especially so that they don't lose you if that's something that they are concerned about. So this person could impulsively come in a very masculine energy, maybe a very assertive energy, and express their passion, how much they like you, that they do believe that you have a solid foundation that you could be successful. But then you have this period of frustration with lessons to be learned, and it's surrounding this call of love. It's surrounding this expression of love. So this person has let you know that they care, but it's frustrating to you because I still feel like they're not offering what you actually desire out of this. Because again, I don't feel like they're really capable of offering that to you. So whether they are manipulating and just saying that this is what they want, you know, even though they're not fully committed to it and not really capable of giving that to you or having it be sustainable. It's just more of an impulsive thing because I feel like they don't really know what else to say or do, right? However, there's this other news that's coming in, right? And this could be from someone external to you. This could be another one of this person's options. Because they have this keys on a ring, right? This is what we were talking about with the third party situation, the non-committal, having lots of options, being unconventional in your, you know, maybe not being monogamous, stringing people along, not making a decision. I just feel like this behavior is going to continue and you might get news after this expression of passion. You might get news from either this person about not being able to commit still, like despite feeling this way for you, or you might get it from somebody else, like another one of their options saying, I don't know what this person said to you, but they're still talking to me, you know, like they're still seeing me as well. It's giving The Boy Is Mine. Who sang that song with Brandy? I can't remember. The boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine. That's how it begins, in case you just think I'm fucking weird. But yeah, you might want to listen to that song. It's kind of like, it's two women having this conversation and being like, he's mine. No, he's mine. Meanwhile, this douchebag is like stringing them both along. These fine women being strung along by someone who can't make a decision between the two of them. There might be a message in there for you, but let's take a look at this final piece of advice. That is what I see coming in for you in the near future with this person. So this to me is kind of coming as a bit more of a warning. I would say Spirit doesn't want you to be impulsive with this person. Wait and see if you can trust what they're saying before you do anything impulsive, before you give them any more of your energy, or maybe before you sleep with them, if that's something that you would regret, if you knew that they did still have other options. That's totally up to, you know, you, how you feel about that. But your piece of final advice is all that glitters, number 16. So I'm going to read the relationship message from the book for you about this card. Let me see, number 16. Okay, the relationship message. It says, sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person. Who that person is, not what he or she can give to you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes of your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. There's something here. All that glitters is not gold. There's something here that you need to see behind this person's mask. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily the worst thing in the world. It might be pretty bad. You know, it might be that this person is really not who you thought they were. They're really someone who is wasting your time, stringing you along, never going to meet you halfway, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be that, though. But there is something about this person that you need to look beyond what they're just telling you, beyond the superficial, at who this person shows up as consistently, how they act consistently. Let their actions speak louder than their words, and judge on the basis of who this person is at their core. Okay, there's something important about that. So, yeah. It seems like a kind of complicated situation, group number one, but I hope that these messages were helpful in some way, validating in some way, supportive in some way. If they were, I would appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe if you want to hang out with me more often, as well as over on Flow State, because there's lots of life outside of love, and I like to read on all of that as well over there. But yeah, I'm sending you so much love, group number one. Just know that you're so worthy of the love that you're capable of giving to others, and the love and the light and the uplifting nature of your spirit. You deserve someone that can be that for you as well when you have your days when you feel like you're sinking. You know what I mean? So just remember that. All right? I'm sending you lots of good vibes, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye, my loves. Hello, group two. How are you doing? I hope that everything is well with you. So, I've got the nighttime. I've got Luna asleep on the couch beside me. Big furball baby. And I've got my cup of tea, and I am ready to dive into this relationship dynamic with you. So we're going to start by looking at your current energies, yours and theirs, and then the shared energy between the two of you right now. And then we'll get into the tarot after that, and we'll look at specific like thoughts, feelings, intentions, what they want to communicate, all of that sort of stuff. Okay. So again, yeah, you're in group number two if you chose the Rite of Ritual bookmark. Looks like this, and on the back it says, may the knowledge found in these pages become welcomed wisdom and help to light the path ahead. So it could be that, this relationship, no matter how it has gone, how it is going, or how it's meant to end up, is definitely meant to be something that is a learning experience for you. I'm almost feeling like this connection is a book, and the knowledge found within the pages will be wisdom to light your path moving forwards. You might have a very spiritual or strange sort of connection that stands out with this person. This person could be like a rite of passage for you as well, something that you have to go through to learn something, or to, like a rite of passage in some sort of way. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not meant to be with them, but that's just kind of a message that's coming through. There's definitely something about, there's a deep learning element, the learning of wisdom. And it's something that will help you moving forwards, whatever you're learning now. Okay. So we're going to use these oracle cards first to look at your energies. So let's see here. I'm just going to get everything down first before I get too much, get talking too much here about anything. Okay. Okay. What was that? Oh, that was the... Okay. Yeah, this is you. Oh, okay, we're gonna... Okay. All right. Let's get the rest of the cards down on their side before we get too into things here. Okay. I'm just kind of soaking up some energy. Sometimes it helps me when I like touch the cards, so just bear with me here. Okay. So these energies on this side are your energy. This sort of pillar in the center here is the combined energies. And this side over here is your person's energy. Okay. It's interesting. Can you see this? Coral. Okay. All right. Is this in focus? I will bring everything up so that you can see it more clearly as I talk about it, okay? Okay, let's start on your side of things here. Keep in mind as well that this is a general reading on YouTube, meaning I'm not able to tap into, like, the roles could be reversed, okay? Because I'm not tapping specifically into just your and somebody else's energy. I'm tapping into however many people end up watching this video's energy. So just keep that in mind. If you have to reverse the roles, that's totally normal for this kind of reading, okay? So, excuse me. Did you hear that? That was Luna. She made a really cute noise. I don't know if you heard it. Okay. Could you stop being so adorable? Because it's a little bit distracting. So, on your side of things here, group number 2. Manifest in reverse, dreams, gifts from the past, energy and convention in reverse, which is Venus in Capricorn. Yeah, there is something about the energy between you and this person that is not conventional, whether that's the energy that you are bringing to the connection, whether you're kind of unconventional in relationships, or whether this person is, or just like the whole thing as a whole. For some reason, the way that you came together, the way that you function as a pair, whatever the case may be. I do feel like there's something here that is unconventional with this, specifically because it is Venus as well. So it's just like, there might be something non-traditional, maybe just this person, or maybe you to this person are very non-traditional or not like their normal type, or maybe you just come from very different backgrounds or something like that. But you have this huge just ball of energy. It makes me feel like there is almost like a buildup of energy on your side of things. There might be a lot of projecting into the future as well, like your dreams for this connection, you know what I mean? There's a lot of energy going into your dreams surrounding this. Like, I see you putting a lot of attention in that direction, or in the direction of this connection. The only thing is, I feel like maybe that energy buildup that I'm feeling is because I don't really sense that things are moving the way that you want them to. Maybe it's just not at the speed that you want them to. Like maybe everything's going fine, but it's just not fast enough for you. Or maybe you feel like everything that you're dreaming is kind of, you're not sure if it's just a fantasy or if there's actually going to be something solid with this Capricorn energy for it to actually manifest into. But I just see that right now, you feel like what you want out of this is not currently manifesting. Or maybe it's manifesting, but just not in the conventional or expected way. I kind of get more that there's an energy buildup, that it's both, that this is unconventional between the two of you in some way, but also that something's not manifesting. Now this gifts from the past card. I feel like you have shifted up your energy from the way that you approached things romantically in the past. You might have come at things from a more traditional or conventional or structured sort of way in the past, but then something that you experienced shifted your energy. I feel like with this dreams card, it almost opened you up to realize that there's more outside of this. You know what I mean? Not saying that conventional, traditional kind of approach is bad or that it's lacking anything. For some people, that makes them super happy, right? But then for other people, it doesn't, because we're not all the same. There's no one size fits all kind of thing. So I feel like this is actually a gift that the past gave you. It's almost like you realized that the way that you were going about approaching things in the past wasn't really the most fulfilling thing for you. So this energy shifted. There may have been like a sort of a sexual awakening as well that's coming through with this root chakra energy of, It's like life force energy, sexual energy. Something like has lit you on fire. And I do feel like you're very inspired and on fire within this connection as well. Like there's a lot of passion, it feels like, for this person. And you feel like you have a lot to give within this connection because of so much that you've experienced and learned in past connections as well, or just past engagements, past experiences in life in general. You're aware that you have a lot to bring into this connection. But I do feel like with this manifest card in reverse, there's something that you just don't feel like is, I don't know, coming about the way that you want it to fully. Okay, so on their side of things, we have the Seeker. What is hidden will be revealed. Quarrel in reverse, which is Mars in Cancer. Space and obstacle in reverse. I feel like on this person's side, the energy is very interesting. This person is looking for something specific. They want to clear something up with this space card. An obstacle in reverse. This person wants to get down to the bottom of something. They feel like removing some sort of, like locating and removing some sort of obstacle will open up much needed space, room to breathe, or room for something to flow. But this person is looking for something here. It could be that this person is a little bit paranoid or untrusting. But I feel like if that's the case, they come at it in a very like indirect way, a very passive approach. It's like they don't want to fight. They don't want to necessarily bring something up if they have an issue. They might avoid conflict. But there could be some like emotional manipulation or just mistrust that comes into play with this person sometimes. And rather than like talk or bring it to the forefront and be really open and honest, I feel like this person, it's like they might have an avoidance attachment style of some sort. They sort of like seek out, like they try to do like investigative work and sort of seek out what is the issue. Maybe if this is someone who has been screwed over in the past a lot, then there's an untrusting element to them, and they move into new connections almost like looking for something to be hidden, looking for, like waiting for the other shoe to drop is kind of the energy that I'm picking up here with this person. To a degree. They want to believe that there's better, though. They want to believe that they can be lucky in love, I feel like, but I sense that they haven't been in the past. And they're almost like expecting this obstacle. They don't want it. They want this wide open space here. They feel, I think, sort of like oppressed in a way by this like idea that this lingering obstacle or issue or conflict is always just right around the corner. I don't know. It's interesting, on this card there's like a lock in this hand, and there's two keys here, and they're different keys, so only one of them will actually be able to open this. I feel like these two keys are different approaches. Like they want to get down to the bottom of something. One of the keys is what I was talking about, is like this avoidance of directly acknowledging something. It's this indirect, more passive approach, and I don't feel like they're actually going to get to the bottom of something with that. It's more, it makes more sense to just go to the source, right, and talk to them openly. But there's something here about this person not feeling like they can, or not feeling like you would tell them the truth. There's something here, whether you have, you know, shown yourself to be untrustworthy, or I mean like not worthy of trust or not. This could be just something that this person's carrying forwards from their past and projecting onto you, unfortunately, right? This person also might need a lot of space, or they might pull back and have like periods of time where they do really isolate, or where you don't hear from them and they're not really, or you're not really sure what they're getting up to completely. And I feel like if that's the case, then you're going to find out what they put that energy towards, like where they've been, what they've been doing. I feel like they've been working on, for some of them, they've been working on shadow work, removing obstacles in their own life to align more deeply with their path, so that there isn't frustration, resistance, struggle that unnecessarily comes up between the two of you. It's like they want to avoid obstacles and fights, so they're getting themselves into alignment. For some of you, they are making space for this connection in their life by working through like old things that need to be purged or released. So any of those things could be coming through with this person, depending on like what state, how healthy, how aligned they are, you know what I mean? They could be in any of those expressions or manifestations of self or of their energy. So just take it how it resonates for you. The combined or the shared energy here. You have the tree grounding, express in reverse, and then you have this card from Bambi with the bunnies. You're cute. You're cute too. See, there is a mutual interest between the two of you, genuinely. You definitely are both into each other physically and sexually or whatever. That desire also exists, but also I feel like there's this sense of like, it's cute. It's like I have butterflies in my stomach when I think about you. It's like you give me butterflies, you also make me really horny. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like got the two sides of the coin, which I mean is optimal really in a relationship, I feel like. Get you one who can do both. But there's something grounded about this connection. It's like the two of you ground one another. Like you both might have different energies that you are internally battling with as you come together. And I think that happens when we come into relationships, you know, because relationships, they require compromise. They can be triggering. We have to make space in our life, in our experience for someone else as things get more serious. You know what I mean? And so there might be a lot that the two of you are not really expressing right now. Maybe you and this person aren't even expressing that you're both into each other. With this coming right under this, you're cute, like the extent that you actually like each other. That could even be something that's still growing. It's still grounding into the physical reality of this connection. But energetically, it's very much taking place. Energetically, there's space being created and obstacles being removed for this, I feel like, to manifest into something more solid. But I do feel like there are things on both sides that are still being kind of worked through independently right now. You might be still trying to work through some things in the past that didn't manifest and they hurt you for that reason, like dreams that you had or relationships that didn't manifest the way you wanted them to, or they were even toxic or, you know, traumatic. And I feel like if you're doing shadow work, you're tapping into how these experiences like were actually gifts. Like, what did you learn from them? How can you see them in a different light so that they don't hold you back or stifle you moving forwards? This person, on their side of things, they might be getting past, you know, avoidance or paranoia or not being optimistic, being super pessimistic, like going into relationships almost seeking out a reason not to believe, right? So they, I feel like, are working through removing obstacles on their side of things. But yeah, there is some sort of block in expression here. It's like the mutual desire, attraction, connection, whatever, it's definitely here. It is materializing, but it hasn't fully manifested yet. And that might just be because this expression is being like built up to, but hasn't actually happened in a super big kind of way just yet. Okay. So those are your energies with this person. Proceed, if that resonated with you, to the next part of the reading here. And we're going to get into the tarot. And let's see. And then after this, we're going to look at what events are unfolding between the two of you in the near future and get you some advice with some more oracle cards. But I'm going to bring you in closer so that you can see a little better here. So this is your side of things on this side of the table here. And then on the other side is this person. Wow, you both have the Four of Pentacles in the same spot, but yours is in reverse. Okay. That's interesting. There's interesting messages already coming through here from your person's side. But I do want to start with you. Excuse me. Okay. So your side of things here first. Let's look at this. How you're thinking and feeling about this person. Your perception is the Four of Coins in reverse, and how you're feeling is the Star in reverse. Okay. Well, you're perceiving the situation or this person as like you're doing something different. You're letting go of your normal way of doing things. Whether that's this person or you or both of you taking that approach. Feels like for sure there's something here happening with that. Tell me about this Four of Coins in reverse. It's almost like a release of control. Maybe you see this person trying to release control surrounding the situation. What's that Four of Coins in reverse, please? The Page of Pentacles. This is the cat tarot. Okay, Page of Pentacles. You're doing the best that you can do. The Two of Cups. You do feel like they're coming towards you, though. Like they're working on it. Like this is the Eight of Pentacles. Is it the Eight of Pentacles? Yeah. The Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It's like you're working on it because it's something that you want. You know what I mean? But you definitely are a little bit impatient. I feel like you're like, this person's taking their sweet ass time. And I'm just waiting for this to manifest. You know, I'm waiting for us to slurp on two different ends of the same long piece of spaghetti until we get to the meatball in the middle. Like, I'm wanting a Lady and the Tramp moment here. Where is this? You know, like you feel like this person is the Two of Cups. Like they're meant for you in some sort of pretty deep way. But you're aware that they have these things that are like worn in habits, well-established habits or ways of being, ways of doing something. And maybe this person has strong Taurus or just fixed energy in their chart, but they feel like, yes, it's like, this is reminding me of the energy of like, you know, when you're hanging out with someone and you're like, okay, I really got to go. And then they like spend like half an hour moving from the couch to the door, half an hour putting their shoes on, another 20 minutes like halfway out the door. You know what I mean? And it's like an hour and a half debacle for this person to just like, and most of the time it's because you're having conversation with them still, right? And neither of you necessarily want them to fully leave. Sometimes, I mean, it's not always like that, but that's kind of the energy I'm giving. You're like, hey, this person's moving towards the door, but they're moving really freaking slowly. And you're kind of just like, come on, like today, Junior, you know, like you're like, let's get a move on. Let's do this thing. The Star in reverse is your feelings though. There's like a lack of healing or a lack of hope here in some sense. I want to know what that is. The Page of Swords. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see how adorable Luna is laying next to me right now. She's so cute. Maybe I'll take a picture and put it on the screen for you. I am that weird cat lady, don't mind me. But this is interesting with the Page of Swords. I mean, yeah, the Three of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. This is telling me there is still a lack of healing, and it's in the way you think about something, I feel like. I feel like this is healing that still needs to happen on your behalf. I don't feel like you're feeling this energy coming from this other person. I feel like this is a lack of healing and hope that is somewhat within you here. I'm kind of picking up on that. It's like a way of thinking that needs to shift for you, and the way that you think about pain, maybe. Something about the way you think about pain. Or past wounding. It's like that gift from the past card that came up at the very beginning. I think that this is more about that. You're still trying to get to a point where you see the things that happened in the past, not as events that you should let like deflate you because they're just like fails and big L's that you took and blah, 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 you know. It's like you don't need to think about it that way. You can think about it this way. Really, love is always a risk. There's no way of guaranteeing that we're not going to get hurt. Literally, when we choose to love someone unconditionally, we are putting our heart in their jaws, in their sharp little teeth, and they ultimately have the choice to do what they're going to do with that, right? And some people choose to hurt, and some people choose to help heal with their love. But regardless, there's something that you experienced and you're a little bit timid, I feel like, even though you know that you want this and you're even trying to rush it a little bit. There's some part of you that is not hopeful, or actually kind of anxious or undecided about if you actually even believe that this is something that could, like, you want it, but in your head it feels like you're conflicted still. And I don't think it necessarily has to do with this person and this particular experience. I think that it kind of has to do with maybe past experiences and grief and disappointment and things that you've gone through. But yeah, it's clear to me that you're both sort of independently working on some healing stuff here. Maybe like in preparation of, I don't know, extending yourselves in a more deep way, or committing in a deeper sort of way to one another. The Seven of Coins is your deepest goal or desire within this relationship. Yeah, I mean, you want to commit. You want to be invested, not only invested, but you want to see the harvest come from your investment. You know, you want to put love and affection and energy and all of these things, trust, faith into this. You want to dare to dream, you know. You want to believe that it can happen, and you want to be proved right. I mean, don't we all, in regards to love? Wow, that card like flew. It's the Ace of Swords. Okay. It literally like flew, hit my knee, bounced, spun, and like hit Luna and woke her up. So that was dramatic. What's this Ace of Swords? Tell me more. You want to know that this is a smart investment, and it's like the proof is in the pudding, right? It's like it will be proven to you by the results that you get out of it, out of the investment, is kind of how you're seeing it. And if it's not a just payback, or like if you don't get out of it what you actually deserve as the Empress, because like, you know who you are, you know what you deserve. And I feel like you're just sick of investing into things where you didn't get what you know you deserve in return. You are someone who has a huge heart, a huge capacity to give, but I feel like that's been, you've been taken for granted, or you've been maybe used or abused because of that goodness. And you're like, I just want the truth. Like, tell me if I'm wasting my time so that I can move on, you know, but you hope that you're not wasting your time, because I think that you genuinely like this person. But not your advice. What you most want to communicate to them is the Five of Cups. It's like maybe you want to tell this person and share with them that you've been through it, you know, your past experiences, so that they understand why maybe you act the way that you do sometimes out of this fear, or why sometimes you feel maybe like you don't have too much hope. It's like you're still healing, and you want this person to know that you're still healing. You still feel a little vulnerable or a little exposed emotionally, I think. Especially whatever you went through in the past was pretty dark. There was a big period of grief here, maybe a dark night of the soul type thing, where you kind of feel like, yeah, I'm hearing, oh, that's a line from Karma Police, where he says, for a minute there, I lost myself, right? For a minute there, I lost myself. And I feel like that was very scary for you. And now moving forwards in relationships, you are very straightforward about, like, you're a straight shooter, in other words. You want the truth, you bring the truth, you make smart judgment calls, and you want people that are truly aligned with you so that you don't have to go through the pain of losing yourself again or abandoning yourself for somebody else, perhaps, right? You don't want to repeat the past, and you would like this person, I think, you'd like to express yourself, some of this, so that they know why you feel vulnerable, or again, like why maybe you act the way that you do, which you feel might not make sense to this person without them having some context. So yeah, there's something intimate and deep emotionally that you want to share with this person about how you've been hurt in the past. I don't feel like this is hurt from this person. I feel like this is something from the past that's still affecting you. You're still healing, and it's causing you to not have as much hope surrounding new things that you move into. Okay, so this person's side of things, they also have the Four of Pentacles in how they are perceiving you or the situation, but they are looking, theirs is in the upright where yours is in reverse. They feel like you are holding on to an old way of doing things, and that you might get a bit of a rude awakening in the near future here. This is the After Tarot, and it's like the Death guy here. The Grim Reaper, the Death guy, the Grim Reaper is coming up behind this little dude holding his Four Pentacles, and it's kind of like you're gonna have to decide if you want to live or if you want to stay chilling with your pentacles, dude, you know, like, right? What do they say? Adventure, I'm gonna butcher this. Adventure might be dangerous, but like monotony will kill you, or something like that. Taking a risk, branching out, expanding, or adventure may be dangerous, right? But doing the same thing or staying stuck will kill you. That's what I'm getting with this energy. This person feels like you need to break out from an old way of doing things. You want to break out from an old way of doing things, maybe, but you're feeling stuck and you might get nudged here. Tell me more about that. It's like they see it hurting you. They see it holding you back. The past, yeah, the Six of Cups. They see the past holding you back. This person is more intuitive than you know. You feel like there's all this stuff you want to share with them, but they already know a lot. They might have a lot of water in their chart. They don't have to have a water sun, but they might have strong water somewhere in their chart there. I'm seeing Pisces specifically very, very strongly, and Scorpio coming through as well. Okay, the Five of Wands is how they feel about you. It's interesting because the Five of Wands is about like change. It's about things in motion. It can be about competition, conflict. But in this card, again, it's the After Tarot. Everyone has kind of like, they've finished grappling or whatever they were doing, right? Because they're not actually like fighting to kill each other. They've just got big sticks. They're literally like training, you know what I mean? But they're still competing and they're still trying to do the best that they can do. But in this case, they've kind of completed their training session. This is either the leader of the group or the winner, and they are standing, and they're not in motion. They're not in conflict. But the sense of that energy is still very much here in this environment, right? In this card, in this depiction. So it's almost like this person feels like there's no conflict or chaos now, but there could be. There's the potential for it. Whoa. What's that? The Eight of Swords. The Tower. My God. This, the Fool. This person's afraid. They have their own fears as well, you know? They're afraid that as soon as they take this leap with you, they're gonna get put out on their ass because you're still healing, and they feel like you might not be ready. I gotta be honest. Or maybe they also feel like they're not ready. I don't know, but I feel more like they get the sense that intuitively you're still healing a lot. They feel like if they take this leap with the Fool, this little guy, you know, just vibing, that it's just gonna turn to like this chaotic thing where you're both going to get triggered, or you're both going to bail, or just something's going to go down. There's going to be this traumatic experience. It's like this person may not realize that while they're aware that you're still healing, I feel like they're definitely still healing too, because all of their fear is coming out, right? It came out at the beginning when we were looking at the energies with the oracle cards, and it's coming out now too. It's like you're unhopeful, but they're just as pessimistic in some ways, you know, like they are aware that a threat is near, and they're like, I don't know, I just feel like this could be someone that catastrophizes situations, you know, like when they do think about the worst case scenario, it goes to like the worst case scenario. Like they go to the darkest, heaviest potential outcomes, and can sometimes dwell there a little bit, I think. Their goal or desire within the relationship is the King of Cups in reverse, and what they most want to communicate is the High Priestess. Okay, well, what's the King of Cups in reverse about here? What's this? The Knight of Wands. The Ten of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse? The Hermit in reverse. They're paranoid. Okay. Man. There's love here, but this person's not in full dominion or empowerment of themselves here, I gotta say, with the Emperor in reverse. Okay, they're fearful, and they're more fearful than hopeful, even if they hide that quite well, or even if they like to deflect and, you know, point at you as being the unhealed one. They're looking at you as a risk because they're looking for a risk. You know what I mean? They're finding a risk because they're looking for one. Like we were saying at the beginning, they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're looking for, you know, and you're going to find what you look for here. But this is paranoia. It's not reality, is what this Hermit in reverse is telling me. I do see them being a little bit emotionally erratic. They want to express themselves. I think that they will end up doing that. Because the King of Cups the King of Cups in the upright is someone who they feel very deeply. They're very intuitive. But they can also hold it in. Like they don't allow their emotions to run them. They're very self-contained. They have a good poker face. You know, they choose what to share and how and when. For fuck's sake, please. For the love of God, just focus on the card. Okay, it still didn't. We're just whatever. We're just whatevering, you guys, because Lisa and Inanimate Objects, episode 5 billion. Yeah, I'm always getting mad at things that couldn't really care less. This person, it's like the anticipation, the desire, the temptation is too much. It's too much. They're looking at you like, even if I wanted to resist, I couldn't. I need to. I have this compulsion, this deep desire to move forwards, because you bring all this light and color into their life. They're very tempted, and you make them feel emotionally fulfilled. You light them up, you inspire them. It's just this fear that comes in as like a secondary thing that's like, but it wouldn't be sustainable, or how would it work in the physical? It's like they're looking to have all the answers on like the first date. You know what I mean? It's like they're like, but what's your 5-year plan? And you know, my credit score is this, but how would we make that work? And you're like, okay, bro, like I just found out your name like yesterday. You know what I mean? So the King of Cups in reverse, it's like there is some emotional, I don't know. It could also come through as a bit of emotional manipulation as well, and it's because they want to I don't know. It's like they might test you to see if you're really over or just observe. Maybe they're not manipulating into such a deep degree, but they're kind of untrusting, and they are really observing and almost expecting what they're looking for. So I feel like they'll find it whether it's real or not, because that is, again, that's what they're focusing on and looking for. So just be aware of that. They want to communicate the High Priestess. This person knows that they are intuitive. They know that they're intuitive. They're like, yeah, I got the King of Cups and the High Priestess energy. Like, I know. I feel like they have a very strong sense of what it is that you feel like you need to communicate to them to give them context. They already know a lot of it. They don't know the details, but they know. Like, they have a strong sense of what you're going through, why you act or react the way that you do. But they also intuitively see you as the Empress, which you know that you are and you feel that you are, right? So you don't have to prove this to this person. They definitely see you for... They see that you're worth all that you're worth. You know, this isn't someone that would take you for granted, I don't think. They're just very fearful in their own sort of way. Do they want to say anything else with this High Priestess? They might be secretive and holding back a little bit out of fear as well. The High Priestess can be quite self-contained, quite mysterious. Maybe it's not secretive, but they're just kind of being private. They're holding something back. The Magician in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse. The Four of Cups. I landed on the Seven of Coins on your side, though. This person feels like they might disappoint you. That's very interesting. That it landed all the way over here with your, you know, they feel like they might be a disappointing investment for you. It's weird. They're trying to avoid this conflict within their own mind. But they're not doing a great job. They're doing maybe a good job at masking it or appearing calm on the outside, but inside there is this, like, these intense emotions, this constant questioning of themselves and what they're manifesting and whether they should be manifesting at all, whether you're ready, whether they're ready, whether it's practical, whether it makes sense, blah, blah, blah. Do all the details match? It's like the very nature of romance is uncertainty. You know what I mean? The very nature of romance is uncertainty. Like, this person has got to let go a little bit. And I feel like they are struggling to do that. Okay. Let's look at your final cards. I have some oracle cards here, some tea leaf cards and an oracle card, and I'm going to look at what might be unfolding in the near future between the two of you, as well as a final piece of advice. So let's get these tarot cards out of the way here, so that we can look at this. Okay, let's leave that till the end. Look at these. The Shield, you need to defend yourself. The Rat, someone working against you behind your back, okay? And the Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. All right, well, that took a turn. That took a little bit of a turnsy, huh? Should we move it in here so you can get a nice view of that? All right. I am not entirely sure about this. I would like to clarify with a couple oracle decks, actually, like I did for group number 1. Okay. So let's use these oracle decks that I have, that I grabbed to clarify, to clarify for group 1. Okay, so I've got the Island Time Wellness cards, and this Radiant Sun Oracle as well. Tell me about the shield for group 2, please. What do they need to defend themselves against in the near future with this person? Okay, that card didn't come out. Engagement ring, partnership, commitment, union. You might actually be needing to protect yourself from a union or partnership with this person for some reason here in the near future. Tell me about this rat energy, please. Who's working against you behind your back? I feel like it's this person, and I feel like it's because they have this muddled, unclear thinking that we were talking about. Not today, not dealing, hurt, avoiding conversation, call, or person, boundaries, still angry. That's so strange. It's like this person has... Yeah, it's like I said, they're deflecting. Like, they're just as hurt as you, but they're not dealing with their hurt. They're just sort of projecting their mistrust and their woundedness at you, I feel like. Now, you are still hurt and healing, but I feel like you're aware that you are. The coffee cup. Meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. I feel like there's going to be a conversation here that is, it shows you how muddled or unclear this person's thinking is. For some of you, this is a friendship. Not a romantic partner. That's coming up because girl talk is at the bottom here, and it's just coming through as like friend energy. I don't know if you can hear Luna. He's adorable right now. Can you give me one more card for each of these? Give me one more for the shield and the engagement ring. Yeah, someone's not aligned with your... They literally do not have the same principles as you do. So they're expanding in a whole nother direction. You may or may not see this. This could be a friend who is just their perspective on life is so different from yours. Like, you are healing and viewing things in a more positive perspective, and this person is avoiding what they need to work through, the healing that they need to do. It's like, because they don't have the same principles as you, it's almost like they're deflecting or projecting, and you're taking accountability, I feel like. Optimism. Strong Sagittarian energy is coming out here. Jupiter and Moon both in Sag. That might be relevant for you. It's like this person, when they look at themselves, they're optimistic. When they look at you or other people, they are pessimistic. It's like, it's double-sided. It's double-edged. It's not, yeah, it doesn't really work. Again, it's muddled. It's unclear thinking that this person has. That's too many cards. Clarify the forest and the coffee cup for me, please. Indecision. I feel like it came out in reverse and I flipped it the other way, but I feel like, yeah, practicality in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Assertion. Secrets. Wow. So you might clear the air here about this not actually being practical, but it's not because of you. It's because of this person. This conversation that you have in the near future, I feel like you're going to assert yourself and you're going to be like, okay, I've made up my mind because you just showed me what you were keeping under wraps before. You know, it's like what you weren't expressing before. I feel like whatever this person has not been expressing is going to come out in a muddled, unclear way that's kind of going to show you that this is maybe impractical and maybe even something that you do need to kind of protect yourself from or defend yourself from or assert yourself in the face of, because there's something being projected at you and I don't feel like it's accurate or fair. I don't feel like it's reasonable. And I don't feel like it's an energy that you should take in or take on. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes people project things at us and we absorb those projections. I don't feel like you should do that here. Do not absorb this person's projections. Okay? Okay, let's get to your final piece of advice. You have higher power in reverse. In reverse. Higher power. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure something out. I think it's the low lighting that is making my autofocus struggle so very hard. So thanks for being patient with me. Okay. Number 4. I'm going to read the protection message because it came out in reverse. So it says, now is the time to examine what you are giving energy and attention to in the back of your mind. If you're obsessing about being right, about old resentments or failed expectations, about money or about any other people, places, or things, these will be the source from which you create. But you want spirit to be your source. Take heart, for your higher power will never desert you and is always waiting for you to remember the sacred partnership you share. Turn away from other sources of power that don't serve your highest good. There is no greater source than spirit. You can always surrender your troubles and trust that they will be taken care of. You are in good hands. So yeah, I feel like this is saying you're giving energy and attention to something or potentially obsessing about something. Maybe this person's perception of you or how they're projecting onto you. Maybe you just really want to share with them why you are the way you are, almost like you feel like you have to prove something to them, but you don't. They see you as the empress that you are. They're just having a freak out over something, and it is 100% to do with them, not to do with you. They're not acknowledging their own woundedness and paranoia and just assumptions. You know what I mean? So I feel like your advice is to redirect the energy to the most sacred partnership that you will ever share, which is between you and spirit, which could be you and God, you and your higher self, you and your guides, you and your soul. All of that is included in the relationship with spirit because all of it is spirit, right? So yeah, those are the messages that I got for you, group number 2. This is an interesting and somewhat complicated connection, I feel like, that you're in with this person. But I do hope that this reading resonated in some sort of way that was helpful to you. And if it did, I would really appreciate if you leave me a comment and let me know, or if you like the video, or subscribe if you're not already subscribed to Moon Sun and Flow State, my other channel, if you're interested in non-relationship or love-related readings. But for tonight, for this time, my sweets, I'm bidding you adieu. I'm going to go and move on to groups number 3 and 4. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and yeah, I hope that everything works out well with this. Don't be afraid to assert yourself. You know what you're worth. You're healing. You're taking accountability in that healing journey. And you deserve someone who is on the same page with you, not someone who's always going to project the past onto you, project their fears, their wounds onto you. You deserve someone who you don't have to prove yourself to, who sees you clearly for who you are and for the work that you are putting in. So yeah, I hope this reading was helpful though, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye, my loves. Hello, group 3. So I hope that you guys are all doing really well. And you're in group 3 if you chose this really pretty bookmark. with the flowers pressed into it. Okay, so let's get into things. We're going to start by just looking at the current energies, your current energy, their current energy, and then the current, like the combined or overlapping energy, what's being created between the two of you right now. And we're going to use oracle cards for that. And then we'll get into some tarot after that, and we'll look more specifically into how the two of you are thinking and feeling about each other, what you want to communicate, what your intentions towards each other are, and that sort of thing. But I do want to just get like an energetic context surrounding the whole connection first. So if this resonates with you, then that will be a really good sign that, you know, that this reading is about the person that you have intended to get more information about, and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to put the cards down first, all of them down, and then we will get into the message. I'm just kind of going to be quiet and really take in the energies as well, like things start channeling through to me pretty much as soon as I turn stuff over. So excuse me, my God. Up with my throat. Yeah, so just let me do my thing for a couple moments here, and as soon as everything's down, I will be more present with you again. Okay. Move this up more. Okay. So this side is going to be your energy that you are bringing. The center pillar is the combined energy here. And then over here on this side is going to be this person's energies. Okay. Okay. See that? I'll lift the cards up to show you as I'm talking about things as well, so that I make sure that you can actually see what's going on here. All right. Let me just take a moment with these cards here. We're going to start on your side of things. We're going to start by looking over here a little bit. Okay. Your current energy surrounding love and specifically towards this connection or this person, I like it. Honestly, I feel like you're in a pretty empowered energy within yourself. I don't feel like that really has anything to do with this person. It's interesting. I almost feel like for some of you, this is a specific message. Only take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't, then check out another pile. For you guys, I am getting the message some of you definitely felt called to more than one pile, and you're about to find out why, I feel like. Because I think for a lot of you, this isn't someone that you've actually met yet. I don't feel like this person has come into your physical reality for some of you. Plot twist, I know. The energy that I'm getting is that you're both kind of currently calling one another in. And I feel like you're manifesting. You're manifesting through individually honing in on your strengths, doing healing, doing shadow work, becoming more empowered, embodying more of your higher self. You're just getting healthy, you know? But that being said, your energies, you have the Weaver, in between worlds, release, frustration in reverse, and then health, which is the Sun in Virgo energy. You know that you are the architect of your own destiny, that you weave the threads of fate. I'll show you this card because they're kind of hard to see because of the way that they're made, but they're really pretty. But yeah, you're the Weaver. This deck is actually called the Threads of Fate Oracle, and this card does talk about weaving the threads of fate. So you're literally doing this. And I feel like you've come into more of a state of empowerment, and maybe you've gained more like esoteric or spiritual or alchemical sort of like magic knowledge, whatever it is. You're a very spiritual person. I can feel that. But you're also very grounded, and I feel like sometimes that has gotten in your way, like being too much in the physical. You're changing that though. Currently you're going through a huge transition. This is almost like piercing the veil between worlds. The veil is truly an illusion. Separateness is an illusion. Separation between one another, separation between ourselves and source, spirit, the higher realms, all of that. It's a lie. It's an illusion. It's just something that we believe, and so it blocks our vision. We believe it's not there, or we're taught that it's not there, or that there is this great distance or separation. And so then that is what we see, and it forms our reality, but it's not true. There's something about you moving from a dark state into a state of more light, but at the same time, it's through integration. Like you're releasing some of the darkness and heaviness, but it's happening through, I feel like, integration, which is basically spiritual ascension, and shadow work is, that's all integration. Yeah, you've definitely gone through a major spiritual up-leveling. That could be why you are manifesting this person so intensely, because you're in a vibrational match, like a high vibration. You've learned some lessons. I feel like overall you're focusing on your own health, and I actually feel like you're not. I don't feel like you're trying to make things fit that just don't. Like for many of you, you're not really focused on your love life right now. I'm kind of getting that, and you're okay with that. You're not really frustrated about it because you're at this point where you within yourself, you're healthy enough, and you are like, you're doing Virgo things. You're doing what makes sense for yourself. you're healing, and you're looking within yourself, that hermit energy, to further align with yourself, to further empower yourself, you know? Because I think you have this awareness that that is where, like, you don't need to push things that are meant for you. They will come to you through you aligning with them. You have some deeper esoteric knowledge. Like, I feel like maybe if it even hasn't come out of you, it's like under the surface and you're almost moving intuitively. It's like you're manifesting without knowing it for some of you, but others of you, it's more conscious and intentional. But yeah, there's this huge process of releasing, like shedding an old skin, keeping the lessons, moving into a whole new reality where you're more aligned and less frustrated, where there is less resistance, I feel. But yeah, many of you, you're just focused on yourself, honestly, in the day-to-day. Some of you are releasing old habits that created blockages for you. Some of you, they no longer resonate with your physical body. Like, some of you are going through shifts in your diet. Certain things just like your body won't tolerate anymore that you used to take in. Maybe it was caffeine, maybe it was sugar, maybe it was, you know, alcohol, I don't know, but I feel, or even meat maybe for some of you, but there's something here where you're changing what you put into yourself, because there's a sensitivity, and that sensitivity is there to help you release things that are not meant for you so that you can further align with this higher vibration. Like, this health is coming through as like heightened health on many levels, like spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical health. This person's energy on their side of things, they have sacred sexuality and eruption. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Strength, twin, and affair, which is Venus in Leo. This person is dreaming. They're romanticizing. It's like they're fantasizing or imagining. I'm getting strong Piscean energy here, as well as very strong Leo with this eruption, strength. Yeah, strong Leo. Strong Pisces as well. This could be someone that is abstaining, like they're currently, what am I trying to say? They're like doing a retention type thing of their sexual fluids. They're abstaining from sex and possibly even from touching themselves, like being intimate with themselves physically. For some of them, there could be scorpionic energy here as well, because it almost feels like they're manifesting or transmuting, but they're using sexual energy to do so, which is also life force energy. Like, the two are very much the same. They're very similar. They're energies of creation. They're an energy of creation, right? This person, I feel like, has a lot of strength. It's like an energetic buildup that creates a lot of strength because of the ways that they have been abstaining, or maybe they just are very, like, they understand that sex is a sacred energy exchange and that it should not be taken lightly, honestly. I mean, to each their own, but I think most people that practice, like, that just have very casual sex, I'm not sure that they really understand, like, the energetic implications, you know what I mean? But maybe they do and they just don't care. That's to each their own, totally. But I do think that when you get to a certain level on your spiritual journey, if you're being really intentional and you're really trying to evolve in a certain type of way, especially if you're playing around with, like, manifestation power and really manifesting the full extent of embodying your own power in your own body, when you make that your focus, you really try to, like, you retain that power, that strength in any way possible, because you're trying to get to the fullest extent of it, right? And so when you understand what, you know, what sexual energy is, that it is life force energy, then you're not just like wasting it, you're putting it towards your spirituality. And I feel like this person is doing that. They're not just, it's interesting because they're flirty. Like, this person has a lot of sexual energy. They might be a very sexual person. They're also a very romantic person. Like, they believe in soulmates. This is someone who's not looking to be completed by someone or to complete someone else. But they are looking for a counterpart or a beautiful compliment. They do believe in that, you know. Kind of like the yin yang, like totally different, but still there's a part of you in them. And so you understand one another, you complement one another, that kind of thing, right? You know how like the light and dark, there's a dot in the yin yang of each in the other. But yeah, they have this, they're romantic. They want connection and they believe that it's possible, but they're not fucking around. They're not playing. This person is not playing. They're not playing with their energy. They're not playing with their intentions. I don't feel like this is someone to casually date, casually sleep with people, lead people along. They are very disciplined. And I am getting like a masculine energy from over here. Whether it's, yeah, they don't have to be an actual man, but there's a very strong masculine energy. There's something there about the way that they're working with their sexual energy. And yeah, like they're very careful. Again, they realize like the true importance of honoring certain sacred things that have kind of been really distorted in society and humanity just over time. Right. There's something here about that. This person's very, how do I explain them? They feel like a Hierophant type person, someone that is in constant contact with their higher self, near constant contact with their higher self, with their, with spirit, with source. And I feel like they treat their vessel as a temple, truly. Because they are constantly channeling, embodying, holding really high vibrations. And so they take very, very good care of their, it feels like, physical vessel. And it feels like you're doing the same, honestly, with this health card, this Virgo energy. So yeah, once again, you're very aligned. And I don't feel like I was really offending anyone speaking about this either, like about the abstaining, about treating sex as something sacred, about even like the soul being split. I feel like the two of you don't necessarily have to have like exact same beliefs, but I feel like you are very aligned. Like many of the beliefs you share, like you would feel the same way to quite a great degree as this person feels on the topic of lots of things. So the connection energy, so you have full moon completion, but it did come out in reverse. Then you have play, and a certain darkness is needed to see the stars. You know what I'm getting with that? I feel like you guys are playing in the ethers with each other's energies. You're both manifesting, you're both calling one another into being, but it's not completed yet. It's like the order's been put in, but it hasn't been fulfilled yet. It hasn't been delivered, it hasn't been completed. Does that make sense? It's kind of interesting though, on the topic of like abstaining, It's almost like you've both been through a period of darkness, whether that was darkness through being with the wrong people that took you to really dark places, or you just knew in retrospect, like, that was so not for me, that was not love, you know, that was not what I thought it was. It's like you've both gone through these experiences that were heavier, that were denser, that were darker, but ultimately it's so that in part you'll be able to recognize one another. It's like you are one another's star. And it's kind of like we wouldn't know that light existed if it weren't for darkness, right? It's like you wouldn't know the good if there wasn't the bad. If there wasn't duality, then both sides would not know itself, right? There has to be duality for context, for contrast, for knowing, for like consciousness, really, right? So it's like both of you have experienced a certain level of darkness, but it's so that in part you will recognize one another as being light when you do come into being with each other. And I feel like this is going to be a very light and playful connection. Not that it's going to be light, like not committed, not deep. That's not what I mean. I mean more like light as in pure. Okay, I love this, and I really want to get into the tarot because this is very interesting. So let's look into the tarot and dig deeper into these messages. Okay, so I'm going to clarify a little bit as we go to dig deeper, but this side's going to be your side. I'm going to bring you closer in so that you can see better here. Is that better? Yeah, okay. Should I turn this up a little? No, that's good. Okay, so this side is you over here. And a second, my eyeball is itchy all of a sudden. All right. Okay, so that's your side of things. And over here. This is this person's side of things. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let me give this clarifying deck a bit of a shuffle here. We're going to look into your side of things first, over here a little bit. And then we'll get into their side of things. So how you're currently thinking of or perceiving them, or this is the Magician in reverse, and then how you feel is the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I really strongly feel like this is for this group, someone who is not in your life yet. Because the Magician, you're perceiving this as something that has not manifested. You know what I mean? You're like, where is this? I know I have all the tools to bring this in, but sometimes I doubt myself because I feel alone, like the Ace of Cups in reverse. This is how you feel. You feel like you're out here swimming in this big ocean by yourself, just looking for the one for you, you know? But it's like it's a big damn ocean. You might feel like you've been trying to manifest or bring this into being for quite some time, and you just kind of feel stuck, or like you're starting to feel like maybe this just isn't meant for me with the Ace of Cups in reverse for some of you. It's interesting because I felt like from your other cards you were in quite an empowered state, but that was kind of like a personal state, your personal state of growth. And I'm almost wondering if, I want this to be a little lighter, okay. I'm almost wondering if you're feeling very confident, like, you know how I said before, you're not frustrated, you're not concerned too much with your love life at this time, like you're doing you, you know that you're doing you, you know that you need to be doing you right now, you're not overly like concerned about love. I'm kind of seeing like a deeper part of that maybe you're just not concerned because you're starting to actually like somewhat lose hope, but you're masking it a little bit by being like, well, I'm just in a phase where I need to take care of myself and keep healing anyways, you know, I'll just keep focusing on me. But like, I do feel like you do have some moments of loneliness where you're like, where is this person? Because I think that you feel quite strongly that in this lifetime, this is meant for you, but you're just frustrated or doubting because it hasn't manifested yet. Okay. That's actually super clear, so I don't need to clarify that at all. Your primary goal or desire within this relationship is the Eight of Swords in reverse. And what you most wish to communicate to this person is judgment. The Eight of Swords in reverse. You want this love. I feel like you might want it or desire it more than almost anything else. And it's because you feel that it is meant for you. You feel like this is part of your soul's destiny, part of your purpose, your path here in this lifetime. I feel it coming through very strongly. And it's because of how much you love and the way that you love. I think that you know that you're here to experience love in every way. And I mean, there are a million ways that we can experience. There are so many ways that we can experience love. Every love is different, really, right? Between two different people. But it's like you have this awareness that if you have such a deep capacity to love, then having intimate love with someone or like romantic love with someone that is very, very deep is definitely something that you're here to do. Because you almost feel like it would be a little bit a waste of like your heart and your capacity to love. Like I do feel like you guys serve, like you're maybe spiritual, like you love your people, your family, your friends, your siblings, whatever it is, and just the people, like people in general, like humanity. I feel like you love your fellow man, but I do feel like you have this sense that something is missing, and it's that more intimate kind of love. But I think that like our desires are always deeply connected to our fears, right? And with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's like you desire to overcome this fear that you have about this not being for you, or that it's never going to come. It's like your faith, your continued faith that you hold on to this person coming. Because I think you can kind of feel them as well. Like we already said, your souls play in the other realms together, right? Like your souls have made contact. You have soul contract with this person. You already know of each other, just not in this physical realm yet. But I feel very strongly you can sense one another. And so you have the intention, the strong desire to break out of this fear that is self-imposed. And I think the fear stems directly from the fact that this has not manifested yet. Tell me more about this Eight of Swords in reverse, please. You feel like because you can't see it, you're starting to not believe it. It's one of those things. Maybe some of you are a little bit later in your life, and you're just kind of like, is this ever going to come? I do strongly feel that it is. It's meant to come for you. Your sense of that, your intuition about that, your inner knowing is not wrong. Okay. I guess we don't need to clarify the Eight of Swords in reverse. They're not saying anything else. But what's this judgment for what you most wish to communicate? It's almost like if this person showed up, you would come back from the dead. You would raise your heart, your pessimistic heart, your heart that is hardening, not hardening, but just starting to kind of lose faith a little bit. You would bring it back from the dead. Yeah, see, losing hope. The Six of Wands in reverse. This is you not feeling successful, not feeling seen, recognized in the ways that you want, feeling like what you get is not coming to you. But you're like, the second that I catch wind of you or catch sight of you, like, it's all over, you know? I'll be right back. You are a true romantic, I feel like. A true hopeless romantic. It's like, even if you start losing faith, the second that something comes back in, knocking at your door, you're like, your heart's like, hello? Yeah, see, this is the truth. The Ace of Swords. You want it to be easy. You want to open your energy up to this person. Like, I feel like really, you're not doing work on yourself to like bring this person in necessarily, but you're doing work on yourself with this like inner knowing that it's not just for yourself, you know? It's kind of like when you're, what do they say? If you want to be in a relationship, you should look at yourself and ask, would I date me? Would I date me, right? Right now. Because if you want to be in a relationship, then you should be working on the things that make you ready for a relationship, right? You're the only one that can take care of your side of things. So I feel like that is what you've been doing in preparation, whether you realized that you were preparing or not. But I do think you have this strong internal sense that something is meant for you here, romantically. This person, their perception is the Page of Swords, and their feelings is the Three of Cups. This person feels like they're manifesting something in from like many past lives. They're calling something in deep. Like they don't want just none of your old run-of-the-mill, like a dime a dozen loves. They want like a once-in-a-lifetime love. Once in many lifetimes love. Like this person is go big or go home. They are shooting for the stars. They want something miraculous in regards to the heart. But how they're currently perceiving it is like they're communicating to the universe, but it's not. Clarify this Page of Swords. They feel like they're definitely communicating their desires to the universe loud and clear. The Empress, see? They want nothing short of the Empress, but the Ace of Wands in reverse. They feel like there's some sort of thorn in their side. It's something old that they're trying to release here. But yeah, they feel like a little bit drained of energy, like something is undermining their efforts almost. And I think they're working on whatever that is. It's almost like this person sometimes feels like they send out a manifestation, but then like an old way of thinking or an old sort of comfort zone or something like that, like diminishes it or overrides it or, yeah, like calls it back. Like they send it out and then this thing calls it back. Like they're constantly undermining themselves in some sort of way. But they do feel like they're trying to work through that so that their communication with the universe is more clear and concise. What's this Three of Cups in their feelings? Yeah, they're looking for a soul level love. They want like some soul family here first and foremost, I feel like. They want someone that their soul connects with more than any other element of attraction. This is not someone that is super, super focused on the superficial. It's not that they don't have like preferences or find certain things attractive, but they're not a skin deep kind of person. They're much deeper than that. going on with these cards? The Ace of Wands in the upright. Their desire for this just refuels them. Every time they start feeling like they're sending themselves back, they get all worked up again, all lit on fire again. Yeah, like all fired up about the thought of what it is that they're calling in. Because I feel like they can feel you again. It's like they felt you through different timelines, through different lifetimes maybe. And in the ethers, like out here in the stars, they connect with you in spirit with the Ace of Wands. And they know, this person knows that you exist. And it's like you keep bringing them back to this place of hope and dominion over their life. You make them want to do better. You keep your spirit, like they don't even know you yet, I feel like, but like they sense you and they're strong for you sometimes when they feel weak. That's so beautiful. That's so romantic. Ah, I love it. Okay. Ooh, that's even making me think, like, look at this, right? So these flowers are preserved through time, right? I almost feel like your love has been preserved through time, through timelines, through lifetimes. It stays beautiful and fresh. It's like you just put a bookmark in time and you keep, I don't know, it's like you keep coming back to each other. You find your way back to each other. This person's goal or desire is the Three of Swords. Why is that? Why is the Three of Swords their goal or desire? We got 2 threes here, and you both have the Eight of Swords, which is quite interesting. The Four of Coins. Something about this person keeps wanting to pull them into this place of woundedness. It's like a state that they are used to is a state of being taken for granted or feeling like they have to sacrifice their needs, like not their needs, their desires. Maybe they feel like they put their desires on the back burner for other people, or maybe they feel like they sacrifice a lot in service to others or for the greater good. It's almost like this person knows a lot of pain and suffering in their life. They have known that. And a part of them is stuck, almost feeling like this is the way that it always has to be. Part of them has decided that it always has to be hard because it always has been hard. The Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords in reverse. It's like in their mind, they're trying to overcome this belief. They're trying to challenge their own woundedness, I feel like, to make themselves more open and less afraid of pursuing and receiving love. Yeah, they're trying to get out of a state of conflict within their own mind here, surrounding this. What they most wish to communicate with you is the Eight of Swords. It's like they're navigating through their fear right now with this, on this Eight of Swords, how it's kind of like a compass. I like that. They're navigating through their woundedness and their fear surrounding being hurt. Just like you were sort of preparing yourself in this prerequisite healing stage before you come together with this person, they're doing their own version of that as well. They're definitely doing the same thing with this Eight of Swords. They want you to know they're at a crossroads, or they've been at a crossroads for some time, maybe putting off this deeper healing work, but they're doing it now. They're facing their fears, and they also want you to know that you inspire them. Like, you have a lot to do with why they're doing this, because again, they feel you in essence or in soul. They know that you are here. They know that you are meant for them, and so that's why they do some of this heavier alignment work. I feel like, yeah, you very much mirror one another or reflect one another in a lot of ways, even in the actions that you take without even knowing one another. You're aligned. Okay. So I want to take a look at the last oracle cards here to get you some advice, and also look at what is going to be unfolding in the near future between you and this person. I really want to know about that because I'm curious if they're coming into your realm of existence in the near future. Okay, so that's going to be your advice. So we'll leave that till the end, but let's take a look at the tea leaf cards. Okay, Camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. Yeah, I feel like it's just around the river bend. Dog, close up. Pleasure with a close friend. And the chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Okay, I do want to clarify these as I did with the other groups and just get more information about what this is here. I almost feel like you might be cutting ties with someone to make space in your life for this person to come in. So it's like maybe tying up any loose ends with like an ex or someone who is not meant to be in your life anymore. Let's use this oracle deck to clarify. Clarify the camel, please, for me. I do feel like this is saying, though, like this person's coming in. You just have to keep moving, keep on persevering, keep on healing. And any perceived problems that you're sensing now or feeling like you can't get past, you will overcome them. You just need to continue being patient and kind and focusing on aligning yourself with your highest vibration. The mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. For some of you, you have someone like this in your life that is wearing a mask that displays narcissistic qualities, that is pretending to be something that they're not, or that like gaslights you. For some of you, this is what you're persevering as well, part of it. Okay, you get kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. And this is with this pleasure with a close friend card. Clarify the empty chair. For some of you, you have a friends with benefits connection here that you're cutting out of your life. It's not that anything's wrong with them. It's just that you know that it's not serious or that it's not going anywhere in a serious sort of romantic fashion. I'm not sure. That's just for some of you. The axe and the butterfly. See, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. And with the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Something is getting axed so that your relationship with yourself, with this butterfly, can evolve. And then as that happens, you're going to be calling this person who is meant for you in. Yeah. But it's like something has to end to bring in this new beginning. There has to be change to create more growth and liberation. And I feel like this person who's coming in who is meant for you is not someone that you know yet. They are not someone that you're already connected with. I'm getting that really strongly. So I want to clarify this a little further here, because I don't love this mask energy. My stomach is growling. Okay, I'm gonna have to eat something before I do group 4, I think. Tell me more about this mask and the camel, please. What is this? What is this? This could also be you as well, that you sometimes mask. No, there's definitely drama with someone outside of you as well. I feel like for many of you. But for some of you, what I was going to say before as well, you wear a mask. You don't fully embody or show your true feelings, or you don't fully even admit them to yourself. You kind of hide or in the past you've done this, you kind of repress them. And this could have been something that you learned, like learned behavior as a child or in an unhealthy relationship. This is something that you're healing for some of you, and they're saying persevere and you will overcome that. You will make a breakthrough where you will experience maybe some dramatic emotions come up, but once they do, you will be able to release them. Like you'll be able to work through your emotions in a deeper way. For some of you though, you're persevering through drama with an external person, and you're going to be seeing them quite clearly. Yeah, no speculation is going to be needed. Thanks, Spirit. I love that this came out right when I said that. They're like, you're not going to have to speculate because this person's going to show you exactly who they are with their dramatic ass. So that's something to look forwards to. Okay. That could happen in Mercury retrograde here if you're watching this at the time of release. That's coming through. Tell me about this close friend and kisses here. What's this? What is this? I also feel like in the near future, some of you are going to be spending time with a close friend, and you can, Spirit is saying that you can practice opening yourself up in a more vulnerable way, a healthily vulnerable way, to unconditional love, to giving and receiving affection in this friendship. And that's almost like a bridge to help you feel more comfortable in like a romantic relationship. When you start falling in love with someone, your friendships can show you how, or can help you get more comfortable with that if you've been through a difficult time and you're struggling with trusting and opening yourself up again, that sort of thing. Okay. Anything else about this chair? Oh, there is something else here. Risk in reverse with organization. Criticism and egoism here. Okay, yeah, there's someone with a big ego here. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like they are going to criticize you when you make this decision, but it's coming from a place of ego. I feel like you're going to choose to not take a risk with this person because you realize, like, they show you their true colors here, and you're like, hey, I'm not gonna waste my energy or take a risk letting you in my energetic space or trusting you. You know, you're gonna choose to axe this and to escort this person out of your life, I feel like. I feel like you're gonna communicate this in quite a, not a cold way, but like, this is Mercury in Capricorn. So it might be very organized, very to the point, very like, here are the bullet points. See you never, have a good life, no hard feelings, but I don't want you in mine anymore kind of vibe. I think that they're saying that with this person's like drama and fuckery that they come at you with, it might be a good idea to have those bullet points or to be organized in your approach and then just stick to them, right? People, you know, people gaslight, or they try to confuse you, try to get you to go around in circles in a conversation just to like wear you down, confuse you, exhaust you. You know what I mean? To get their way or to avoid you like sticking to your point, like, no, this is over. You know, like they might try to extend or complicate or confuse the situation or create drama. But I feel like be organized with your approach, speak your truth, and stick to it. You might need to use the silent treatment with this person if they refuse to accept this decision. There's something here with this that has to do with healing your inner child through it's like maybe a part of you is scared to abandon anyone because you were abandoned in some way or not cared for properly at some point, or as your inner child sort of wound reflects this. But it is another part of the inner child healing to recognize when someone is not good for you, not safe to be around in some sort of way for your spirit. And to protect your inner child by not allowing those people to influence you, or by, you know, getting them to leave your life ultimately. So yeah, that's something that's coming through. All of these things are almost like things that you're wrapping up, I feel like, whether they're tied to one another or whether they're all independent. These are things I feel that you're wrapping up in the near future, again, in preparation for this thing that's coming in. So let's get your final piece of advice. Okay, it's building blocks in reverse. So I'll read you the protection message for this card. Number 28. Okay. Let's see. Okay. The protection message. So it says, now is the time to address the cracks in the foundations of your life. Perhaps your values have changed and it is time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. Remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now is the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life, far beyond your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. For many of you, this is relationships in your life. It's like solidify what is for you, remove the rotten pieces, reinforce your core strength and integrity, and be really honest with both yourself and others about what you're going to continue building and feeding energy into in your life and what you're not. Because with each of these decisions, you bring yourself closer and closer. Like, you make space by making these cuts for what is new to come in, and you further align with the higher vibration by honoring yourself and removing what is just causing drama, what is not honoring you in whatever way, you know? So yeah, that is the advice that's coming through for you. This is really exciting, group number 3. I'm super excited for you. It's going to be beautiful, and I feel like just such a long time coming, honestly. I feel like you've gone through so much, and you've done so much healing, and you've just maintained hope and love in your heart. And I feel like when you and this person meet each other, you're going to understand. You're going to understand. I just feel like so much is going to click. You're going to be like, this is what it was for, or this is a big part of what it was for, or all that was preparing me for this, or whatever the case may be. But there's something really beautiful coming into you. So it's just about removing anything that's not structurally sound, anything that you don't want. It's like you're restructuring your life almost. So you're keeping the foundational blocks, but if there's anything there that is not solid, you're needing to release it. And I feel like then you and this person are kind of going to build a life together. It's almost like you're both reinforcing your foundations right now, so that moving into this next phase together, you can build together without anything from the past, I don't know, getting in the way or obstructing your growth. So those are the messages I got for you, group number 3, about this connection. I hope it resonated with you or was helpful in some way. I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and if you did appreciate this video, I would love if you would like it. It super, super helps with the algorithm. I know it's lame. Trust me, I think it's lamer than anybody, but alas, it still exists. So shoot me a comment, a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and you want to see more content. But for now, I send to you all of my love from Canada land. And I hope that you're doing so well. Get excited. All of your hard work, all of your struggle, everything has not been for nothing. It has made you a more beautiful person and more capable of this beautiful love that is coming towards you as well. Okay, group 3? All right. I love you, love you, love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, my loves. Hey, group number 4. I hope you're doing well. So it is a new day. So if the lighting looks different from some of the other groups or the beginning part, after the first 3 groups, I just was tired last night. So I decided to save your group for the next day. So yeah, you're in group number 4 if you chose this love bookmark. I think that we'll probably talk about this a little bit more in the reading, but I just want to see what the cards are before we get too into that. Yeah, so we're going to start by just looking at some overlapping, overarching energies for the two of you using some oracle cards here. And then we'll get into the tarot and we'll look at how you are thinking and feeling about each other, what your intentions are, what might be happening between you in the near future. We'll get you some advice and all of that sort of thing. Okay. For right now, I think I'm going to put this here just so that I don't completely forget about it. But it is out of the way. I'm going to put these down and then we will get into it once everything is kind of sorted on the table, okay? So I'm just going to sort of soak up some of the energies as I am putting them down as well. So if I'm quiet, that is why. Yeah. All right, let's see here. What's this? So this is going to be your side. The center pillar is the shared energy. Excuse me. And then this side here is going to be your person's energies. All right. Well, okay. Excuse me. I was hoping that these energies weren't really going to be the case. But I was expecting that they would be because of the bookmark you chose and the story behind it, which I am going to share with you, even though it's very personal. Before I get into this reading, this group specifically, and some of the other groups, don't get me wrong, had energies that were a little bit rough. But with this group specifically, I just want to give a little trigger warning, a little bit of a trigger warning. Now, you will know right away when I say that if this is your group or not, most likely, because if there would be no reason for you to be triggered about your current situation, like no real, actual, like, serious reason, you know, then this isn't your pile. You might want to choose another pile. You know what I mean? And then you'll know right away. You'll be like, okay, that doesn't make any sense for me because everything is going relatively well with my connection, okay? But yeah, I am just going to say trigger warning just because I am going to be very honest about what comes out in the cards, and I'm always going to try to be really kind and compassionate and loving, especially because I've probably experienced something quite similar. I don't know your stories, but I am going to tell you what I see. So let's get into this. We're going to start with your side, these cards over here, okay, group 4. So you have the Alchemist, Epiphany, everything will be okay, caution, and fulfillment, which is Saturn in Sagittarius in reverse here. Okay, where are we going to start here? Excuse me. For some of you, you feel kind of silenced or oppressed, like you want to speak out about something that's going on, but you don't know how, or you feel like this person might be really overbearing and you don't feel like you know, you don't feel like you know how. I'm just going to extend the offer to you right now that my email address is in the info box of this video. And there's also a really kind-hearted community of people, both here and on Flow State, which is my other channel. So the comment section and our Discord is always open to you if you just want to talk about what's going on, whatever is going on, you know? Okay? It's always open for you. But for many of you, you are having this realization that this is someone that you do need to be cautious around, that this is someone that, you know, something is off. And I don't know where you're at in this realization, in this epiphany, but I do feel like it's coming to you. And I feel like this epiphany is very divinely guided. It might be channeling through to you. You might just be suddenly understanding or seeing different elements of this connection or this person that maybe you didn't realize or recognize before. Because this star over this person's figure at their crown chakra is kind of making me feel like your guides or just spirit or your higher self has your back here, and they're kind of trying to bring some information through to you so that you can have this realization. But I feel like this is already the energy that you are carrying, that you are bringing into the connection currently. So you're already aware. You're having this realization that maybe this is someone that you need to be cautious with a little bit. I also think you're having this realization that you're not fulfilled in some sort of way in this connection, that you don't feel like you can grow or expand or like just live your life with the freedom and the ability to grow that you want with that Sagittarian energy in reverse, especially with Saturn, because it's talking about these limitations, right? And then it's also coming out in reverse. So I think that you're trying to manifest maybe an ending to this, or for some of you, you're trying to get out of this connection, but it just keeps kind of coming back around, where they keep calling you or manipulating you back into having more conversations or meeting up with them or giving them more of your time. With the Alchemist and everything will be okay, I think you're just trying to manifest like hope and optimism within yourself, and maybe the strength to close this out and to walk away. But there's an element where you feel like you do need to be kind of careful or cautious with this person, almost like they're a ticking time bomb. Anything could set them off, or like this person might be very emotionally volatile with their words, even their actions. It's like in their nature to be volatile and irrational and maybe like unpredictable, I feel like. So you're having this epiphany maybe that this person is, at the very least, I think you're realizing you're not fulfilled or happy necessarily, and that there is something that's just not quite right or sitting right with you about this person. But for some of you, you are more on the other end of the spectrum of intensity, and you're becoming very aware that you feel limited, oppressed, and that there is a certain almost dangerous element to this person that you just need to really take care of yourself and do what is best for you at this time, manifest and move in alignment with what is best for you, okay? This person's side of things, they have trust, rainbow transference in reverse, cleanse in reverse, vulnerability in reverse, and Jupiter in Capricorn, control. Okay, Spirit. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of messages coming through at once, and I'm trying to be really, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I'm trying to be really conscious of my ego right now, because this energy is a little bit triggering to me. And when an energy, and there are very few energies that trigger me, but this wound is still fresh. So when there are triggering energies, I just need to be more aware that what I'm channeling is not like my own emotional response, but actually what is coming through in the cards. So just let me take a little bit more time to work through, okay? But this is someone who, it feels like they almost demand like instant trust, or they expect almost instant trust. Like, trust is something that is built over time. There's really no shortcut, you know what I mean? For that, because trust is something like we learn that we can trust someone by seeing their consistent character as they show up, right? And then we base it on that. And it's like after seeing that they really are that person, then they gain our trust, right? It's like this person, they just want you to trust them immediately. And there's something here about like they might mirror, I mean, we naturally do this, but some people use it as a manipulation tactic. Humans normally, when they meet someone, especially someone that they like, we kind of like subconsciously will mirror one another back to each other, because it's like the parts that genuinely are in alignment meeting up and recognizing and acknowledging each other and that kind of thing. But even in body language, we can kind of mirror one another when we're interested in someone. And I almost feel like this person is someone that they reflect you back at you, the parts of you that are awesome, the parts of you that they know maybe you're looking for in someone else. And this is one of their tactics to get you to trust them faster, is that they want you to feel or to believe that you have like a lot in common with them. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure how much is actually in common and how much this person is kind of just studying you and like regurgitating it back at you so that you feel safe. Does that make sense? Because this person is not actually being vulnerable. And so it's like they're expecting trust, but without actually making themselves vulnerable in any sort of way, which makes me feel like they're not actually sharing the truth of who they are with you, at least not on any deep level, because that requires like intimacy and trust require vulnerability, right? So this person's showing up as like a hypocrite right here with these energies because they want trust. They feel like they feel like entitled to your trust. But they themselves don't make you feel safe to be vulnerable while they're asking you to trust them, and they are also not being vulnerable with you. And I feel like they're trying to get you to trust them without being vulnerable, because this is some sort of control tactic here this is the devil energy with Capricorn, right? And the devil's not always negative energy, but when it comes through in kind of this embodiment where it does need to control, it needs to manipulate to control, it's kind of obsessive and a little bit, you know, white-knuckled on something, then that is when it starts getting in the realm of being unhealthy or toxic, because it's seeking to control, it's not liberating, it's not free. And it's not of love, it's of fear and restraint and control. So there's something here with that, but this person is someone that they're very much about control. I mean, it's Jupiter, which expands the energies, right, in Capricorn. This is someone that they have this strong sense of entitlement. I'm just getting that. They feel like they just kind of naturally deserve these things, or they're used to being in control, that they have some sort of thing where they need to feel like they have locked down the upper hand in terms of the relationship dynamic, and it's a control thing. Okay, so then we have these cards, Rainbow Transference and Cleanse, both in reverse. Now, I heard unclean vessel when I put this down, okay? And that could be on, like, again, it's on a scale, right? So where you guys are in your experience, in the timeline, and in the intensity or the drama level of this experience, right, will differ from each of you, right? So just take it how it resonates for you, because it's a general reading on YouTube. But with this Cleanse in reverse and Rainbow Transference in reverse, especially in their third eye, I'm getting, but really it's all of them. This person, they may have like an addiction to something that doesn't really, like, for instance, if this person is like an alcoholic, right? When you get drunk, right, really drunk, it puts you in this vulnerable state where it's like your spirit isn't as protected, your aura is not as protected, and low vibrational beings and spirits and entities can access you more readily, more easily, right? And that's, yeah, I feel like most spiritual people have an understanding and awareness, an acknowledgement of that. And I just feel like maybe this person, they have something that makes them vulnerable or exposed to, it's like they have an unclean, I don't know how else to say it, vessel. For this reason, like, high vibrational and light energies cannot really pass through them. It's like their energy is too dense. It's not cleansed. It's not clean. It's not clear. You know what I mean? It's like dirty water. It's like heavy and dark. And so it's like light does not pass through this person as easily anyways. And again, it's because of this devil energy that's very, like, it's very dense, it's very heavy. It's not this, like, light, expansive. Yeah, so there's something there about that, where this person, they're moving a lot out of fear and a need for control. They want your trust, I feel like, and control over you without necessarily working for it. And they themselves are, their energy is not great. I'm not going to lie, just like their energetic state. And we all go through phases, or like we all have times where we need to cleanse, right? Because we've been exposed to some sort of lower energy, or we've had a bad habit, or whatever the case may be, right? None of us are just like squeaky clean all the time. But this is like this person's energy. Like, their status quo is that they are, yeah, it's just dense energy, okay? So I also feel like they don't feel like anything is wrong that needs fixing. Like, they don't feel low vibrational, probably because they're just used to it, and they're not vulnerable to you or within themselves. So I feel like they're kind of detached from any true awareness of like where their energy is at, which makes them kind of dangerous. Yeah, because they're not responsible for their energy whatsoever then, if they don't even have an awareness of it, right? So that's the energy that I'm picking up on their side. All right, so the core energy here, what is created when you guys come together at this time? You get the Shaman, Ancient Healing Wisdom in reverse, Soften in reverse, and then this card which says, oh, okay, but You have a lot of power and a lot of spiritual sway. I feel like you have a lot of spiritual wisdom. You're like a high priestess, a magician, someone that has knowledge, esoteric knowledge, spiritual knowledge, or you're just very connected to your spirit, that part of you. This is available to you, this healing wisdom, but I feel like it is kind of being blocked because it cannot be trusted with this person. There's something about this person, I'm just going to be honest, they're not trustworthy. And this is your spirit and your ancestors especially coming through. That's what I feel like. Your ancestors are coming through very strongly, and they're like, look, this healing wisdom is for you, but it certainly is not to be shared with that kind of person or with that person specifically. Like, it just can't be trusted with them. In fact, some knowledge, some esoteric knowledge, it can be quite dangerous in the wrong hands, right? So that's the vibe. It's like, no, like, this is entrusted to you, but you might be blocked from it or intuitively blocked at this time because they don't trust this person having access to it through you. Soften in reverse is like both of these cards, really. It's like, yeah, this person's telling you to trust them, but it's like setting off warning alarms within you. You know what I mean? You're like, something's not adding up. Like, oh, okay. But wait, like when this person tells you a story or something, right? Initially you're like, okay, cool, yeah. And then you think about it and you're like, but something is not right. Something's just not adding up here. And I feel like you are actually becoming more defensive or more guarded, especially emotionally and energetically and on a spiritual level, because you're having this epiphany that something is just not, that if you're having this reaction to this person's energy, then something is probably not right, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. And yeah, and this person's not being vulnerable with you. Like, they're not truly softening. So maybe you have some sense of that. You can feel yourself like trusting this person and believing them and becoming more vulnerable with them and trying to be hopeful or optimistic for some of you. But you can sense that even if they're acting like they're being open, they're really not being truly vulnerable with you. There's something there about that. For some of you, okay? So yeah, the energy between you is that there's some blockages because this person's not really trustworthy. There's some defensiveness and some things just not feeling like they add up. Okay? It's mostly you having this epiphany about this. So let's clear these cards and get into the tarot. And let's see what else is here to look into surrounding this. Okay. I'm going to bring you in, actually, so that you can see a little bit better. Okay, so this side of things is going to represent your energies, which we'll go through. Wow, the Magician in reverse. You definitely have strong spiritual, alchemical, esoteric, magician-y type energies attached to you. Wow, you have all major arcana so far. Okay. Just turn this light up a little bit here. Okay. This person's energy. Okay. So it's just, yeah, let's start with your side of things here and see. I'm going to clarify with another tarot deck. I'm just going to give it a little shuffle here. Okay. So your perception or thinking surrounding this person and this situation currently is the Fool. And your feelings towards them is the Magician in reverse. Okay. Tell me about the Fool energy. Tell me more about the Fool energy. The Wheel of Fortune. It's like you feel like this is a gamble, like you're rolling the dice on this person, like you are literally on the edge of a cliff, or you're on this tightrope and you're in this Fool-like energy where you're sort of about to take a leap. You maybe have one foot off the cliff. The Sun. Justice in reverse at the bottom of the deck. I feel like your spirit knows that it's like you're backing out of taking this leap of faith. And I feel like some of you, you're wanting to move in the direction of something that feels joyful, that feels fulfilling, and that feels like your destiny, your fate, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, right? It's like you're not wanting to leap off a cliff in the wrong direction, or when there really is nothing to actually have faith in to catch you with that particular leap. You are perceiving it as a bit of a risk, though. And some of you, again, like this will be different for many of you, right? For all of you, no one has the same situation, but some of you are still tempted to take a leap with this person, but you're just kind of, you've got one foot off the cliff and you're kind of second guessing it. You're like, is this like a good risk? Is this like, what are the odds on me getting what I want here? Or is this more of a gamble? But I almost feel like with that Justice in reverse at the bottom of the deck, there's something tugging at you that's either making you hesitate. And for others of you, you're very aware that you want to get out of whatever this connection is, and take a leap into something where you feel more confident, expansive, more like yourself, because you really don't feel successful or recognized, or you don't feel seen or free. I don't feel like really within this connection that we're talking about here. Tell me about the Magician in reverse. So this is your feelings towards this person. Some of you are just like feeling like you don't want to manifest anything between the two of you. It's like you're pulling your energy back with that Magician in reverse. Yeah, the Emperor in reverse. You're like, this person, I don't know who they are, but they're not my person. They're not the Emperor. Or else you're feeling like your connection to this person just makes things harder. Like the Nine of Wands, everything feels like a struggle, like an uphill thing. You know, like your manifestations aren't coming in. You don't feel in control or dominion over your life. You don't feel good about yourself. Things feel out of balance. Emotionally, mentally, I don't know. Like there's something here where you're recognizing and you're having this feeling of just, I need to pull my energy back. I need to not manifest, or either that or like this person, right? You're like, if this is a good person and I can trust them and whatever, like they're telling me I can, then, you know, like abundance and good things grow around people that are abundant and good. You know what I mean? So what is surrounding this person? Is there abundance and good things surrounding this person? Or like, you know, when you get close to someone and your abundance, your money, or whatever dries up, that's also a sign, right? And I feel like these pieces are kind of coming together for you. The Star is your primary goal or desire within this relationship. You want to heal. You want peace. You want harmony. You don't want struggle. You're putting pieces back together again. You're picking up the pieces for some of you already from a past experience that hurt you. Whether it's this one or not. Some of you just want to heal from this. Yeah, look at this. The devil. We were talking about this, right? And it came out half in reverse. It came out sideways. You guys are trying to liberate yourself, I feel like, from this devil energy, and you're not fully out yet. You're all at different points on the way out, I feel like. But you're trying to get out, and something about this keeps pulling you back in. And meanwhile, you just want peace and harmony and healing, and I feel like this is not it. You know? What you most wish to communicate to this person is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you want to tell them that you're not moving forwards. You're not taking another step in this direction. You know, like you're pulling your energy back, you're halting, whether it's just to take another like second to slow down and actually consider things here, or whether it's because you have decided that you just straight up don't want this, you know what I mean? What is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? More about that. This could also be you wanting to communicate to them that you feel like they are very stuck in their ways, stuck in bad habits, stuck in like a limiting or lack-based or scarcity sort of mentality here. Taurus, the Hierophant. It's like you also can't commit to something that you feel is so lacking and erratic, I feel like, you know, like you're looking for something solid and stable that you can actually trust and build with. And when there is someone who is genuinely trustworthy, they're not going to try to convince you that they're trustworthy. Like that in itself is like a red flag, right? Because trustworthy people they don't have to prove anything. It's just who they are. If someone's trying really hard to convince you to trust them, most likely you can't, you know? Not always, but a lot of the time. I feel like you want to tell this person like you're ultimately committed to your healing, your journey of self-discovery and feeling good. And it doesn't mean that you're selfish. It just means that you don't want to be around people that take you off of that path. Or yeah, again, make things harder. The Nine of Wands coming out again. It's like you feel like you're just running this marathon with this person. Right? And I feel like you want off, you want out. You're not vibing. You're not having a good time. Okay, let's take a look at things on their side now. All right. The Chariot. Okay, with the Six of Wands in reverse, this is how they are thinking and perceiving the situation. One more for the Chariot. This person, part of them is panicking because they feel like they're losing you. They can feel you pulling away. For some, they see you like literally running away, limbs flailing, like gaining momentum, gaining speed with the Chariot. They're like, oh, they're out of here. You know what I mean? With this Six of Wands in reverse, it's like because, yeah, they don't feel successful. Tell me about that Six of Wands in reverse. Because you're leaving. Death, yeah. You've ended something here. Queen of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. You have definitely, most of you, communicated in some sort of way, whether it's just by pulling your energy back or whether it was direct communication that this person, you're cutting things out. And this person is feeling a little bit up in the air because they're watching your energy leave and they don't want you to. The Five of Wands in reverse is their feelings. It's interesting. They're not conflicted about something, but they actually want, but they also, is it that they want to avoid conflict or that they're just not conflicted? Tell me about this Five of Wands in reverse. Oh, the Hierophant again. Strong Taurus energy coming out. One more. The Knight of Wands in reverse. The Sun in reverse. See, this person's literally going in the opposite direction of you. You're moving in the direction of the sun. This person is moving in the direction of chaos and confusion and, yeah, not having clarity. It's because of this erratic behavior, though. But that's the erratic behavior. The Knight of Wands in reverse is happening because this person is disconnected from like their higher consciousness. They're just not tapped in or tuned into it. Something about them not being vulnerable, them being very shut down with others and within themselves. No matter how they portray themselves, this person's very disconnected from the deeper parts of themselves. They like to act very solid, very stable, very committed, but it's all like kind of chaos under the surface, to be honest with this person. But I feel like they feel as though they want to end this conflict between the two of you. They want things to go back to being more stable. They want you to go back to being more committed to them and not asking so many questions. You know what I mean? Not causing trouble to their plan overall. The Seven of Cups in reverse is their goal or desire within the relationship. What's the Seven of Cups in reverse? They want to be like the option that you choose, and they don't want you looking any other direction here. They don't want you to have any other options or be considering anybody else. They just want to be the one that you choose. Temperance. Yeah, they want this connection to balance out again. They want to talk to you. For some of you, you've blocked them. That's the Eight of Wands. A lot of strong Sag energy here as well. And the World in reverse. They don't want this cycle to close out. They don't want this cycle to close out. They want to, they don't want the bomb to detonate, you know? They want to remove that threat, that perceived threat, so that the situation feels stable, so that they feel harmonized, so that they feel back in control, you know? But yeah, this person, they don't want this cycle to close out, and they definitely want to talk to you. They also want to convince you that they are like balanced and trustworthy and tempered. Again, that's coming through. Again, they want you to see them in that light. And the Eight of Pentacles is what they most want to communicate. They want to say, I want to put in the work here. Like, let's do this thing. Like, I'm invested. I'm pouring all my time and energy into this. I'm passionate about this. I'm willing to do the work to get better, to change, to whatever it is. It's like this person, I feel like they want to, they'll say whatever to make you believe that they'll do the work to change the situation so that you don't disconnect, so that you don't pull away is what I'm getting. What's this Eight of Pentacles, please? Tell me more about that. Let's see. What about the Eight of Pentacles? The Moon. Yeah, there's something hidden though. It's like, it's not true, whatever they're telling you here. The Queen of Cups. Strong, strong Pisces energy here with the Moon and the Queen of Cups. And then the Page of Wands. They want to, so if you are a sensitive person, an empath, a very compassionate, big-hearted person that genuinely just cares about people in general, right? They want to play on that, but they also want to make you believe that they're going to put all this work in and change things legitimately. But most of all, they want you to believe, like they want to work on your heart. See the heart in both of these cards, how prominent? They want you to have this optimism, this faith stemming from the nature of your heart, which is loving and caring and empathetic, I feel like. But there is illusion here with the Moon. It's like, it's sort of smoke and mirrors or false or empty promises, I feel like, with this person when it comes to what they're telling you that they can deliver and what they actually intend or are capable to deliver, you know? Okay. We're gonna take a look at some final cards here. I have some tea leaf cards to signify what might be happening in the near future in this connection or between the two of you. And then this will be your final piece of advice as well, which we'll leave it until the end. So you get the arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Door, opportunities are waiting for you. And throne, position of authority. I love this. I love this. And look at the arrow. It's shooting right at the throne. You are on the right path to step into a position of more authority in this connection, to feel more empowered in this connection. This opportunity is waiting for you, but you're already moving towards it, I feel like. Okay, I'm going to use some oracle decks to clarify those and dig a little bit deeper, just in case it's not just that straightforward. But I really love that. I really love that so much. Yeah. This feels very empowered. Taking the steps in the right direction here. Cupid's arrow, clarifying the arrow. That's interesting. It says, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, and hesitation. I feel like some of you are hesitating whether you are making the right move, but you absolutely are. You're meant to have faith. And I feel like as well, there will be more love for yourself and better love, like real love, because whatever this is between this, this isn't love with this person. Right? There is no love when you're not vulnerable. This person is not vulnerable. So it's like this illusion of love or their idea of love. But yeah, love is coming for you as you move forwards despite your hesitation. Deeper love for yourself, which will then draw in like the right kind of love for you, actually. Tell me more about the door. Whoa. Okay. Not today, the axe, and not enough. Whoa. That's intense. You're showing this person the door. That's what this is. You're showing them the door. You're axing them out of your life. You're like, the opportunity that is opening is for you to be like, not today, Satan. Here's the door, you know? Because you're frustrated in this relationship. You don't feel confident. You feel like this is self-sabotage for you to even stay. This card also says fear, ego issues, and jealousy. So this person might play on those aspects of you. They might make you feel not confident. They might trigger your fear, your ego, or your woundedness, or jealousy. But here the axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment, and then not today. Not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call or person, boundaries, and still angry. This is literally you being like, not today and not ever. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And you might literally, after you let this person know, you might just give them the silent treatment. You might ghost. You might have to have boundaries where you go cold turkey and you just totally avoid even talking to them again after, because you already know which way it's going to go. Look what card is at the bottom of the deck, okay? Girl with a snake, empath, narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. I'm not saying that anyone is a narcissist, like they actually have that, you know, psychological. They might. You would probably know, right? But this is a very real thing. This paradigm and narcissists or people with strong narcissistic qualities preying intentionally and consciously on empaths is a very real thing. I'm going to tell you about this bookmark. Let's clarify throne first. Let's see. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Growing and transforming your life. Yes. See, this is how you're taking your power back. This is how you're getting on that throne of authority over your own energy and your life again, by ending this and being so firm, being like, there are no second chances. I'm moving forwards. Like, this is dead. This is done. And I feel like you're not allowing yourself to indulge in the idea that to be risky with this person, to take a chance with this person. You feel like you need to have caution. I would agree. The cards would agree. And you're just taking care of yourself and, growing in the direction of positive transformation and freedom and sovereignty in your own life. Anything that tries to encumber that is not for you, period. Something that is meant for you will only ever help you expand, help you reach your highest potential, love you so much that you grow and you're supported. It will never, ever try to control, limit you, or have authority over you. Nothing like that. That is not love. Okay? Okay. So, once upon a time, there was a girl named Lisa, hypothetically speaking, and she was an empath with a big, soft, ooey gooey heart, but she also struggled with a lack of confidence, with seeing herself clearly or not seeing herself clearly, more accurately, not seeing what she truly had to give and her own worth, and not having strong boundaries that assured that people would treat her with respect and honor her like she deserved. So one day, someone showed up in her DMs. They had found her through her YouTube channel, right? And they started talking to her, and they started love bombing and making her all these promises about the future and showing up in these intense, passionate ways. And, mirroring her back at her all the parts that she really loved, and pretending to be really into astrology and tarot and spirituality, and, using the term twin flames and throwing that around, and just all the things. And even though Lisa had a very bad, very heavy, very dense feeling in her gut, and actually I even told him that I didn't want to be anything more than friends, but he ended up kind of like convincing me into it. So I end up in this relationship, right? Lisa is me, in case you hadn't noticed. I end up in this relationship with a raging, covert narcissist. And because we had met online and all of our time had been spent over, Zoom or Skype or talking on the phone, I had only a picture of this person when they had their mask on, and had no idea the reality of the monster that this person truly was. And I do not say that lightly. This is a demonic individual that I'm talking about. That is even an understatement. So he lived in Philadelphia, and I ended up going out there to visit. And it was really scary. I'm not gonna lie. I've never been that scared in my life. And it was abusive in every way. It was deflating, dehumanizing, oppressive is putting it lightly. And I remember sitting on the bed next to him, and I think he was like playing video games or something, and I was reading a book that he had, and I opened it, and this bookmark fell out. And I was looking at it, and I turned it over, and on the back of it, and I think you might want to take a picture of this, some of you. This is, I shit you not. This is like... You want to know how I know spirit exists? You want to know how I know source and God, whatever you want to call it, is fucking real? Because this is some shit, right? So it's like a helpline that you can call. And here it says, love is trusting. It isn't keeping tabs with obsessive calls and texting, which by the way. All of these things are things that he did, like every single like textbook. It says love is secure. It isn't being jealous, suspicious, or paranoid. Love is accepting. It isn't telling someone what to do, what to wear, or how to act. Love is freedom. It isn't about possessing anyone or anything. Love should be fun and exciting. Trust yourself. If things don't feel right, call us or chat online. We'll help you recognize the red flags. I'm sorry. None of these things are love. I can promise you. If there's anything that I know, like I know in this life and learned the hard way, like trust me when I say I almost didn't make it out of that relationship alive. This is not love. And you deserve love. The real thing, you know? You deserve a love that is trusting, secure, accepting, liberating, supportive, fun, exciting. Someone that you can genuinely trust with your heart. And so, again, I'm not labeling anyone anything, but I do want you to be aware of red flags and don't just like let someone gaslight you or convince you to sweep them under the rug. Don't let it get to a point where you're in so far over your head that you're isolated and oppressed and manipulated by this person, and you end up having like PTSD or something after the fact that you have to work through. Like me, like don't, like get out. Get out, because you deserve to live your life. And this isn't living, and it's not loving. Okay? So let's take a look at your final piece of advice. Okay, so you get thinker in reverse. So I'm going to read the protection message from the book, because that is what you read when they come out in reverse. So let me see. Okay. It says you might be suffering from analysis paralysis. Thinking has its place, but trying to figure everything out logically is not going to work right now. Your conclusions will likely be faulty, and you may act upon false assumptions that will get you in a jam. Give your mind a rest. Do something creative, exercise, or meditate. Soon you will come to your senses, and an aha moment will bring new clarity. This is really just reminding me of that epiphany card that we got at the beginning. You already know. Okay, you already know, because built into us is this little thing called the preference to survive. You know, like when we feel red flags, we pick it up in our body, we pick it up in our emotions, we pick it up in our mind. And those are not just coming from nowhere. Those are happening for a reason. If something doesn't feel right, then something's not right. You don't need to wait for proof. You can just trust yourself. Okay? Please do trust yourself. Because these situations can truly be, pardon my language, but the most massive mind fuck. I think that some of you are in this analysis paralysis mode where it's like you don't know if you should leave, if you're overreacting, and it's like hard to know what is a true assumption and what is a false assumption because of just the fuckery within this connection and the lack of truth and vulnerability and the mind games and all that stuff, right? But don't overcomplicate it. And you don't need all the answers in order to walk away. You can sort things out. You can work through things. You can process. You can heal after you get out. But just focus on releasing yourself and getting into an energy or a space where you're safe again, okay? Yeah. I'm sending you so much love, group 4. And for some of you, it's not that dramatic. But for some of you, it is, because you chose this bookmark for a reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're not alone. And if, like I said, utilize the chat, utilize the comment section, utilize my email address if you need someone to talk to. But I am just sending you all the good vibes. I hope that this journey here from the arrow, walking this person out the door and then sitting back on your throne, taking this power back, taking your authority back, I hope that it is a liberating and empowering journey for you back to yourself, back to the recognition of what love really is and what it isn't. And, you know, hopefully it will help you as well moving forwards with your discernment and with your boundaries, because those things are really important. And maybe sometimes it takes literally, you know, a predator to make us realize that how important boundaries actually are. You know, like maybe you don't build a fence around your property until you run into a wolf that you have to keep out. And suddenly you understand the importance of the fence. You don't always have to hide behind it 100% of your life, 24/7, terrified, but it's good to have, you know? All right, group 4. I love you. I hope you're well. You are so strong. You are so worthy. You are so capable. And yeah, I'll talk to you again very soon, okay? Bye, my loves.